Well, when I see our reach run here bright and early, we're supposed to start at 8:30. It is 8:27. That means, sir, we have to cut it short this morning. Not too short though. We got some stuff to talk about. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers. Shout out to the Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round town and long distance truck drivers. Shout out to the crossing guards and the school teachers, law enforcement personnel, medical field personnel, military personnel. Whatever your job description is, shout out to you. Shout out to every single clean hearted, good hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. Don't let that go over your head. You're a good person. Somebody tell me how I sound because I have one new microphone here that we invested some money in. We are trying up the thing, and I need to get a feedback from the audience. See, new mic here, mic hot. So I need to get a feedback from the audience. Are you hearing me clearly? Are you hearing me clearly? Sound good? All right. It says we're supposed to sound real good with the mic here. So we're up the thing. You notice my background? I was trying to broadcast from Duns River Fall for the longest, but every time I tried to do it, that's when we were having those technical difficulties. Them say because too much green did in the scenery and all these things. But this is Duns River Fall behind me, people. This is the place where I make sure that I go every time I go to Jamaica. And for those of you who haven't been or have never climbed the Duns River Fall before, I saw Duns River Fall. Look, let me water away a little bit, I couldn't see it. So it has all these pools in there where you climb a little bit and then you have a pool right there, so and you dip in at the pool and you swim a little bit and then you climb a little bit more and you get tired and you dip in our next pool up here, so and you swim a little bit some more. That's how Duns River is. Duns River Fall, one of the main tourist attractions in Jamaica, but I find it to be one of the main things that I do when I go to Jamaica. Just like how, you go to Jamaica, you make sure you have to get some cold chopped jelly and them something there. You make sure so you also climb Duns River Fall. So again, I'm going to be trying to keep in our backgrounds remnants of or just some pictures, keep we grounded with where we are from, our beautiful island of Jamaica. With that said, big up everybody tuning in this morning. Let me give some shout outs. We have some topics. We're going to get into a topic shortly, but I have to shout out some of the people them that's in here. To Irie, big up yourself and thank you for being the first one in with us this morning. Who else there? Anne-Marie Daly was here, but she's out of there. Elaine Brown, big up yourself. S. Diva is in the building with us this morning. S. Diva, big up yourself. Thank you for being here. Elaine Brown, big up yourself, family. Who else there? Let me see. Audrey. Audrey is in the building. Audrey says, morning, fam. And present teacher. Big up yourself, Audrey. S. Diva says, morning to Audrey. And them in here a chat. And that is what I like about this. Who else is here? Let me see. Friends from Lake is in the building with us. Carissa Smith is in the building with us. Carissa says, good morning, SoFlo and family. Friends from Lake is in the building with us. Says, good morning, families. All right. Our friends are said down here. So, where SoFlo said China vlog back at USA. So, it's like China own Jamaica now. So, a vlog back, it's supposed to be clap back, unless you make a mistake or you're alerting me to a mistake that I made. Anyway, China claps back at the USA. So China answers. It's a very interesting answer. I don't think China is afraid of the United States of America in any way, but we'll get into that in a minute. All right. So we don't want them out there, them to go back to China with them fake goods. Well, friends from Lake, guess what? I don't think you live at Jamaica. And if you ask the Jamaican people them that live there, them want them out there. Me hear one woman said, the Chinese people are my God. Because half of the things when me can afford and look good and make myself look like somebody. And the Chinese people them me get it from. They make everything affordable for we. So, those of us who live overseas, I find that a lot of us find things differently and we have a different view on certain things than those who actually live on the island. You know what I mean? That's why I stay close to the people them on the island because it is there every day, in and out, day in, day out. Remember I told y'all one time I was there and I said to my cousin, say, boy, Jamaica nice, boy. I just wake up in the morning feeling good, you know. I'm like, Jamaica nice, and drive go around here so and drive go this one, eat some of this and yam some of that and stop over this one. My cousin looked at me and said, because he was planning to do some business. Him live at Jamaica. He might try to conduct some business and it's been like weeks. And every time he goes to the location, they're like either closed, out for lunch, will be back soon. When them come back, them start all over again. Send him go to our next location. And he's a person that travels, so it's not like he never reached foreign before. He knows how things run here as well. My cousin said, because he was frustrated, right? Couldn't get him like a simple business taken care of. And him said, cuz, you hype up about Jamaica nice because you have a ticket. And your ticket have a date to leave. And I was like, oh, what you mean by the ticket have a date to leave? Him say, yeah, because you not try to do no business here. Everything we try to do here, it take a year and a day to do it. I have to pay in blood, sweat, and tears. And you just fly, you come, you enjoy yourself, you know. And that's the time they call me, him call me tourist. And I say, me don't like that. Don't call me no. Him say, okay, foreigner then. Because I saw the people that I go call you. And I said, brother, don't call me no foreigner. You know that foreigner, because I was offended. But him said, me not lie, me I tell you the truth. Everybody around here are gonna see you as a foreigner. When them refer to you, they're gonna say you as a foreigner. And on me just I tell you so. Plus, you have a ticket with a date to leave. So everything nice to you, and when it don't nice no more, you're gone already. And yes, I have to live every single day. So we see things a bit differently. All right. Mervin is in the building. Big up yourself, Mervin. Thank you for being here. Manners and respect. Who else there? Let me see. I'm going to bring up a couple more people and then we're going to get into it. S Diva says morning. S Diva does a morning up everybody. Who there, S Diva? Okay, big up Jerome. Grace James is in the building with us this morning. Lovely Anika is in the building with us this morning. Big up yourself. You're the finest is in the building with us this morning. Big up yourself. Karen Notice is in the building with us this morning. Thank you for being here. Let's go to Robinson. Big up yourself and thank you for being here this morning. We appreciate you greatly. All right. Who else there? I'm not big up yet. Let me scroll all the way down. If I didn't call your name, don't feel no way about it. You just reach late or I have to move on. Audrey says, I love that. Me and Duns River have a love-hate relationship. It is scrape up the whole of my it is scrape up the whole of my chin. I'm not forgive it. Forgive it yet. Boy, some of the rock store them in the Duns River Fall, they're slippery, you know, man. The first time we climbed it as a family with the children, the small babies. And we'd have to carry them, and then I felt so conflicted because the brother, right when we're done climbing it, right, them say, okay, the park is closing and everybody start heading that way. And I said, that's why that mother effer was just rushing up the damn falls with us like that, because we had never climbed it before. It was me, wifey, and two baby them, Kaya Malani. And the way how the man a rush, and he's taking us and about 10 other people or 12 other people in our line. And you know, everybody hold hand and then them go and help this person up, and he's trying to tell you, don't put your foot over there, so because the rock them slippery. Look down. Anyway, you see the rock with the whole heap of green something on it, don't step on those one, step on the other. So people are slip and a slide and drop and budoof buff. Some people are lick up themselves and stone them. I'm trying to make sure I don't fall with the children. And then it start rain like crazy. The rain was, I'm not talking about no regular rain. I'm not talking about no drizzle. With the two baby them, the rain start pour down, you know, man, like we couldn't even see in front of us. And the kids are now panicking. Why this man take my wife hand and gone with my woman? And I'm starting to get pissed at Shakira because I'm like, oh, you have the man just a hold on pan you, so dry you up the damn thing, and he might look around and talk about, you need some help, you want me to help you? And I'm like, okay, Mackenzie says she's struggling. I could see that she's struggling and she has one of the babies It wasn't a good experience. So after I'm done, I still tip him. I think I did tip him. But after I was done, I said, you know what? Now that I know what the falls entails, climbing the whole thing, me now go back with no guard again. I'm just gonna do it myself. And the next time we went to Jamaica after that, climb it yourself, and it was heavenly after that. Take your time, go up this the go up the sitting behind me, you see that's at the waterfall, and then leave room for the people them who are getting dragged up there. I realized that the what you call them now, the tour guides. I realized that the tour guides probably work off of how many people or how many trips they could bring up and grab a next trip and bring up and a next trip and bring up because them get incentives, tips and whatnot, right? So it's like a rush through something. When I did it on my own though, I took my time. Me see them, I rush them. Me see the tour guide, I drag them like he was dragging us. Me did I laugh, come here, I say poor people them. Me know what them I experience. But it was also a part of I wasn't too mad because it was also a part of the story. Everything can't be perfect in life, you know? And I was vexed first, and then I said to the wife, I say, you know what? If it wasn't like that, we probably wouldn't remember it. So all that was a part of it. You know, the rain start pour down heavy, slipping upon the stone them, man grab my woman and gone with her, and these kind of things. And then he took my child and left me the like say, me as some wimpy man where can't climb the slide the fall by myself. And I started getting pissed off even more, you know, my little ego start get bruised up and stuff. So I was like, man, I hope that this done quick. So if y'all are ever going to climb Duns River Fall, I would advise you to either go with a guide who's going to take it slow with you, or I would advise you to go by yourself. If you're not in a good shape, don't go by yourself because it requires you actually knowing that fall right there. You know, I've seen people fall from boat right in the middle somewhere off there so and slide go. We don't at the bottom so and then bump over the rock, then boom bam boof push and drop in a one pool of water and you know them look very hurt and confused and stuff. I don't want that to happen to you. You hear Audrey says she got there and it's scrape her up already. So that is to tell you some of the rocks are very slippery in there and you have to know where they are at. But it's a good experience when you can climb it in slow motion and you take your time and you stop and you bathe. Because some of them little pool there in there, when you sit down in it all up to your neck, you know, it cover you if you're a short somebody. Me a 6'5". So me I tell you say you have some nice little pool in there where you can cool off and stuff. Plus when the heat a beat you, no rain a fall, the water from the fall is super cold. So it's like it's an experience you can't really describe unless you go there. One of them thing there, you know. Me I hype up Duns River Fall. Duns River Fall need to give me a sponsorship check. Big up to Duns River Falls still. I can't wait to get back to climb it again. With that said though, we have some things to talk about this morning. Friends from Lake says, okay, Dorothy T says it's intimidating for me. Especially at the beginning. Because you know where you start down at the bottom of it, right? That's where all the water rush down and it's like doosh, doosh. And the water is rushing down so powerful and you look up and you see this here mountain of water in front of you and you're like, oh, damn. All right, so we're going to climb this now. We're going to climb this now. All right, you have to take a deep breath and get ready. It does look intimidating. But once you get in it and you start to climb it, you realize it's not really that intimidating. Come on, we see some old white people fly down, come Jamaica, come climb. Well, then again, them are risky people. They do risky stuff where end up take them life anyway, and they die happy because they died having fun. I don't know. But yeah, you see elderly people climbing it too. You know, you can do it. You can do it. Just don't be afraid. Take the afraid thing out of your mind and think adventurous. It's our island. I want to experience all of it. The first and the only time I climbed that fall was 18 years ago. Then I was pregnant and not even know. Damn, friends from Lake, so lucky so you didn't fall down and anything like that, right? Fall down and fall upon your belly. Because I saw some people take some rotted fall on that, on that thing there, you know. When them fall and them slide go past you see, and you could see like the fear in their eyes or the shock because a foreigner them, You know, you can see the shock in them eye, like, am I gonna make it? Am I going all the way back down to the bottom of this? And then the slide down past you, and you can't help them. I've seen that. I've seen, so you have to be really careful out there. Out there. It's an adventure. It's an adventure. Yeah, them people they don't know danger. Them just jump off of this a high building and flap them wing things so them can fly. Them do all kind of something. And then they die happy because that's what they wanted to do. Wait there. Audrey said, that me did I go say, them not afraid at all. Why? Yeah, you see, whole heap of them pan it too. Why so flow? Would I love a subscriber trip to Dunn's River? Would I push Mervyn in the water because me know him. Me know him afraid of water. Mervyn probably well used to Dunn's River and stay there. Mervyn is probably well. You know what? Let me put this link in the comment section right there, so, and then I'm going to get started. The phone lines are open for anybody who wants to call, but there's a link right here that I'm going to put in the chat, and then the link I'm going to go pin it at the top of the chat again. So let me see. Paste, and then blah blah blah. The link is there, and then the phone number is 1-806-587-8953, and the call-in WhatsApp from anywhere. It's free for those of you who want to call in. Now, this one I'm going to pin to the top of the chat with the link. All right. See that link I just put in the chat? So, remember me telling us, I do music, right? And not my son's music. I do music, and I'm trying to. We learn our lesson over the years of doing the music stuff. So we took a step back for many years and studied the game pretty much. And there's a lot to learn, especially about being educated about the business side of this music thing. So this trip around now, we're doing it differently, right? So we had to learn about IP numbers and basically your fingerprint in music. We have to learn about where the residual checks will go, setting up your publishing company. We got to learn about all this other kind of stuff besides just being in the creative side of music, writing and performing type of stuff. So once we're doing that, we're in the process now behind the scenes of doing a whole lot of that. And now we have to think about what YouTube channel we're going to use to do the music. And I was thinking, should I be uploading our new music like behind the scenes? There's going to be a lot of behind the scenes. Every time I go to the studio, I'm going to be vlogging from there so you can see the engineer, so you could hear the new stuff we're working on, etc. Also, the vlogs that will be like behind the scenes for the video shoots and all these other kind of stuff. I was thinking, should I put them on SoFlo TV? Or should I create a completely different channel for it? And I said to myself, you know, I don't want to have it mix up in all the other content that I create. Of course, some people are asking, are you going to still do this YouTube stuff and do music? Because we haven't seen anybody that has been able to be successful at doing both at the same time. You either have to leave one or the other. I'm the kind of person like this, right? I don't want to be pigeonholed. I don't want anybody to draw lines that I have to live in, kind of thing. So I'm not a one-dimensional kind of person, and I intend to live my life exactly like that. Jack of all trades, master of some, right? So with that said, all the stuff that we're going to be doing, I've decided to test this channel, because this channel that you honestly know that I'm manifesting now as putting up the link for people to go subscribe to it. I used an old video that my son himself, when he was doing his music stuff, my son had made the stuff which he wrote the song, he green screened it and did his own video production and everything, you know, staying behind the scenes, learning the music. So I took his stuff and I put it up there just so there is one piece of content on that channel. It's not mine. I did it for a reason. I just wanted to see if I could actually upload a video to the channel and it would work, because that channel was created a long time ago, right at the same time that SoFlo TV was created. We just had it laying dormant and we never used it for anything else. So now that we've turned it into what it is now, SoFlo TV music or Rude Boy Reggae. Now that we've turned it into Rude Boy Reggae, which is our link, we're going to be uploading our stuff there. But we did have to test it first to make sure say it work, right? And then the more people go over there and interact with it, it shows me that okay, it's working. So when our video comes in, the videos will be posted there. If the videos are posted there and it something happens, then I'll start posting them over here. But I think it's important to separate the two. All right. Audrey said subscribe earlier. Big up yourself, Audrey, and thank you. I appreciate you greatly. You know how the thing go already. We have a bill regardless, right? And we don't really care about who is not going to subscribe because there are people who are not going to subscribe. Remember the person who asked me why you need multiple YouTube channel for? Greedy or no greedy? Like some of these people are like really, I don't know, something wrong with some of the people them. I was like, yo, I have another channel on YouTube. It's called Brainflow TV, and over there I do most of my Yankee content and commentary and stuff, not Caribbean stuff and not. Oh, so you have one next YouTube channel. What you need multiple YouTube channel for? You're not making enough over here, so I greedy or not greedy. God damn. Can I live? You know what I'm saying? Can I live? The fact of how the other channel came about, it started out as a family channel, but to how enough I only used to be disrespectful towards wifey and the babies, you know, some junk or something when I used to say, she was like, I'm not doing it. I don't want to put the kids up like that on this channel. I don't want to do the family thing. So I was like, you know what? Let me change it up. Let's use it for something else. I was born in Jamaica, but raised in the United States of America. So I'm super steeped in American culture, right? Black American culture, that hip hop, all that other stuff came up in a genre in a time where certain things are just instilled and embedded in you. So I figured if I'm doing all Jamaican stuff and Caribbean stuff on this channel, why not have another angle where I can have an outlet for myself to express myself? Because a lot of the time, I see stuff where happen that I'm very much into, but I can't bring it over here. So because I know that majority of who is over here won't be interested in it. So why not? So we went ahead and did that and created Brainflow TV. Brainflow TV started out asking our family members here, what do you think we should have named with family vlog channel? This time we were out in Texas. I was traveling, working on contract, and somebody came up with combine both of the channels' names, Brains and the Beat and Soul Flow. Call it Brain Flow. We had a bunch of different names to choose from, and they were all given by viewers. And the one Brain Flow hit. So we were like, okay, the new channel is called Brainflow TV. So we left it at Brainflow TV, which is what it is now, our second channel, right? And then now the third channel is going to be this channel. And mind you, Wifey Affair channel on YouTube, but I guess she's taking a break from this whole social media stuff, you know. But the third channel now is going to be the Rude Boy Reggae channel, because the reggae music may I deal with. Now, to find out about when we start talking about the music and where we're coming from with it and give the whole story of the journey and put in some old clips and all these things, then it's going to be a whole different dimension to that too. So be prepared for that. So see the link that's posted right now in the chat, pinned at the top of the chat or floating around in the chat. I will put it in one more time. Just go ahead and hit that subscribe button over there for me. And then we will, catch you over there and go on to some things and these things. With that said, let's get into our topics this morning. Beenie Man. Beenie Man was on an interview. Beenie Man recently performed at the Barclays. I don't want to be a sly. As I was switching channels this morning, I saw somebody said, SoFlo TV, this Beenie Man, big time. And them have my picture and everything up there like this. I'm like, when did I this Beenie Man and whose Ross channel is this? These people just take your picture, just put it on an icon, make storyboard you meet this Beenie Man. Anyway, I didn't even pay it any mind. you know, the channel has like 700 subscribers. I didn't pay them any mind. I just kept it moving. Thank you for the free advertisement and whatever else, because you can't really pay for that. So, Beenie Man recently performed at Nick Cannon's lockdown, shutdown of the Barclays, right? The Wild and Out Fest that he had there. And Beanie did an interview. For all of you who are subscribing, I appreciate you. We have real content coming soon. My son's video that's over there, I'm going to eventually take it down. I just left it there for that purpose that I just explained. I wanted to see if I could actually upload a video to the channel, one. And for two, our video is already in production right now for our first single. So that will be there soon. And then I'll take that down. But we are going to do a lot of promo and stuff before that even drops. So want to ride with me through the journey, you know. And I want something we do in our life. We do many different things. Now, Beenie Man do this interview people. And in the interview, Beenie Man he got asked a fishy question. Now, when I say a fishy question, I have to dissect this question. So we're going to talk about that this morning. I brought you a story about a dancehall record producer. He is one of the prominent ones. He has worked with many of the stars on many big projects. And he was recently, I told you before that he was caught up in the US for smuggling guns into Jamaica, right? Countree Hype. Well, Countree Hype was just sentenced to years in a US prison. So we're going to talk about Countree Hype, we do an update on his story. And then remember Jayden Smith? Remember the little boy from Manchester? The missing teen from Manchester the Manchester high school student who went missing right before the hurricane Melissa did hit Jamaica. All right, there's a little bit of update here to that story as well. So we're going to get into that. And then China claps back at the US about Jamaica. Those are our 4 topics for this morning. Which one do you want to start with? You choose, but give me a second before you start choosing. I'm waiting for that 4 to turn to a 5. When it turns to a 5, I'm going to say go. And everybody has an equal 60 seconds to start. So hold on. You're going to choose between Countree Hype, China, Jayden, or Beenie Man. Countree Hype, China, Jayden, Beenie Man. Go. You have 60 seconds to choose which one it's going to be. Let me get my pen ready. All right. I'm watching the comment section. We're 6, 7, 8, 9 seconds in. Nobody has chosen yet. 2 Irie is the first one out the gate. 2 Irie says it's going to be China. All right. And then back of that, we have Jayden Smith. All right. And then behind that, we have another Jayden and another Jayden and another Hype. All right. Countree Hype right there. So Countree Hype right there. Jayden, 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 Beenie Man, Beenie Man, Beenie Man, Jayden, Jayden, Jayden. The Jayden them are coming heavy. Hype. All right. Hype, Hype. Nobody know want to hear about clapback. Beenie Man, Beenie Man, Beenie Man. Beenie Man, Beenie Man, Jayden, Jayden, Jayden. The Jaydens are ruling. Jayden, Jayden. We have a couple of China in there. It's Beenie Man, Hype, Beenie Man, Hype, Beenie Man, Hype. Beenie Man, Hype, Beenie Man, Hype, Beenie Man, Hype. Wow. All right. Jayden, Jayden, Jayden. Hype, Hype. Jayden, Jayden, Beenie Man, Jayden. Jayden, Jayden, Beenie Man, Jayden, Beenie Man. Jayden, Jayden, Jayden. Jayden, Jayden, Hype, Hype. Jayden, 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 and cut. Done right there, sir. All right. The last one I'm counting is Audrey for Jayden. No one gets counted after that. So make we add up these real quick and we're gonna see which part this I go. All right. Beenie Man gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 for Beenie Man. Jayden gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 for Jayden. And Country Hype, China gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. China gets 9. And Country Hype gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so 18 for Country Hype, 23 for Jayden, and 20 for Beanie Man, and 9 for China. That's what we're doing. All right, so in that order, that is how we're going out. From head to toenail, big up yourself. I appreciate that greatly. When we visited, I had a special all-terrain beach slipper. Water very cold. Leaving the venue, I forgot to collect my other sandals and I left at entrance. Yeah, when you go in, you leave your other shoes them at the entrance, right? Or you can lock them up in the locker that they have down there. You know, we get very advanced now. You know, Jamaica is not old school Jamaica no more. People used to can carry everything there. You can't bring a camera there. They will not allow you to film. I guess because them no want to be liable. Next thing you have film and you catch when one of the tourists them did I broke them neck off at the fall and them have proofs that negligence or something. But they will allow you to use your phone or something and take still picture, which you can lock your phone in a bag and then you can a waterproof bag and you can take picture. The non-slip shoes are actually sold at the entrance before you go in. So you can buy your shoes there also. Good one from head to toe. Big up yourself. Big old PNP in the place. Yo, all right. Let's get into this real quick. So Jayden was the one that got 23. So we have to start out with Jayden. After that, we're going to go into the Beenie Man thing. Now, I wish I had excellent news to tell you about Jayden, but I don't. People are asking, so Flo, what happened to the little boy who disappeared right before the hurricane and stuff? Here's some news that was published the June 30th, which is this morning, straight out of Jamaica. It says that a cold case investigator is now looking to give this case a fresh new look, which means they will be gathering up all the evidence that was brought forth and so on and so forth and looking into who was investigating this and everything that they had compiled and who was questioned and who was suspected and going back over stuff and all this, leaving no stones unturned then. This is a cold case investigator. Police in this South Central Parish, Manchester, Mandeville, says that more resources will be used to continue the investigation into the disappearance of Manchester High School student Jayden Smith. Stop right there. More resources will be used. More resources should have been used right when the youth had gone missing. Now, him missing from God know when. More resources should be are going to be used now. Man, they're always so late. They're always so, and I've said this before, right? How they are so reactive instead of proactive. Now, it says a newly minted head of the Manchester Police Department, Superintendent Odin Dennis, gave the assurance on Monday in responding to a question that was posed by a journalist regarding an update on the case involving the schoolboy who went missing last September. Now, it has come to my attention, he said, and it is of particular importance to me because it involves a child, our future. We will ensure that we have a set of cold case investigators to sit down and have a set of fresh eyes to look over all the matters with the intent of having it cleared as soon as possible, Dennis said on Monday. A commander's comment came days after Jayden's placard bearing relatives and concerned citizens had gathered at the Cecil Charlton Park in Mandeville, another form of peaceful protests calling for greater attention to be paid to the case. So his family has not forgotten him. Relatives, friends, and those who wish them well have not forgotten him. They joined up. They were out there with the placard, them, trying to tell law enforcement, say, listen, don't forget about the little youth. Is a picnic just go missing and everybody just sweep it under the rug and gone? So, like, can we get to the case? Can you tell us something? Tell us something now. The police said that then 12-year-old Jayden was last seen at a fast food restaurant after he left school on Friday, September 25th of 2025. We're going into July. So in about another 2 months or so, it will be a full year since Jaden Smith went missing. Now, for all of the people them who was saying, him gonna live in our next place, a bush him there hide, or him there somebody yard and them need to push him out. The youth still not show up yet. I've maintained exactly what I said from the beginning. I'm not changing my words. I think his family knows more than what they're saying. I'm not accusing Uno of anything because I know that the family will look at me and start cuss me because that's how Jamaican people do. They thinking that boy so flow, get up here and come accuse we are stuff what we are do. Next thing. No, I'm saying I think that somebody in that family knows more than what they're saying. I also think it's more than one person in that family knows more than what they have been leading on. Sometimes stuff happen in a family, and people say, why? Well, if we go put that sweep that one there under the rug, it's sad say it happen like that, but it makes sense we lose you too. Because you are going to go to prison. And they weighed their options and decided to cover this up. Some big cover-up going in this case where Jayden went missing and it was cleaned up pretty properly with assistance. In other words, I think more than one persons are aware of exactly what happened to Jayden. The police said that the 12-year-old went missing from a fast food restaurant September 25th of 2025, and the Jamaica Constabulary Force utilized drones and cadaver dogs and specialized personnel to search for the boy, but the search yielded no results. Now, cadaver dogs find dead body. Right. But them only can find that which part it's accessible to them. I don't know how this went, but there are still certain details of how Jayden went missing that still stick out to me. You know what I'm saying? Remember the story they gave about, I'm going off of our memory, right? So somebody walk with me and correct if I make any mistakes. All the information that was released before. That whole conversation with the mother of the child who broke up in parts his femur, that whole conversation about that, it still bothers me when it comes to that case here. Live on the air with SoFlo. Good morning.
Morning, SoFlo.
Morning, family. How you doing?
You're good. You good?
I'm good enough. Can't complain at all.
Morning, chat.
Morning, Marie.
You see this little boy, Jaden? Mm-hmm. We notice that this happened right before Hurricane Melissa.
Right.
And after Hurricane Melissa, we feel like say, them they think say everybody did I go forget about the little boy.
Right.
Because of what happened with Hurricane Melissa.
Right.
And then the hurricane probably removed a lot of evidence. If there was any evidence of this little boy. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So we don't know where or what could have happened to him now.
And after the hurricane, so remember, I know it's not all of Jamaica get hit right by Hurricane Melissa, but Manchester got a lot of flooding.
Right.
Right. So, evidence.
So we have to take that into consideration. Well. Say there's a possibility that whatever evidence or anything we could find could have possibly been damaged because of the hurricane.
Or yes, that, and or the hurricane gave them time, whoever it is that is involved in this,
Yes,
it gave them time to properly put this away, you know what I'm saying?
right,
Because the law enforcement was distracted.
right.
Yeah, so
And they probably assumed that after this hurricane thing, nobody now go talk about the little boy no more, and
right,
it'll be over with.
right. It's sad. It's sad.
But that little boy stayed on my mind.
Yeah,
Even last week, I was thinking about him,
it's so
wondering
sad,
what
you know.
happened to him.
People ask about him all the time here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So far, do you have any
And how
updates?
does a family have a child just disappear like that, and nobody is saying anything from the family?
The only thing the family is saying is them don't have nothing to do with it. They miss him dearly, but they don't have anything to do with it, and they hope he's found. That's about all the family is
Well, that's
saying.
one thing to say you don't have nothing to do with it, but it's another thing to try to find out what happened to your child.
Right. Right.
That's a totally different thing.
You mean as in like put some resources towards
Right. I could tell the authorities that I had nothing to do with my child being missing. But I'm still going to be actively trying to find out what happened to my child.
Go out there, ask people, look around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Keep it in people's mind. Keep it relevant if you're really innocent and you didn't have nothing to do with the child disappearing.
Well, to their credit, I will say that they are out there in the street with these placards, you know, and it was them. It was them out there in the streets with the placards that caught the attention of the newly appointed deputy superintendent Odin Dennis, who said that who said that he will now put a cold case team on this specifically with new resources and a new set of eyes. So to their credit, come like to be fair. I don't want nobody talk about me behind the back.
That sounds like we're trying to go somewhere positive with this.
Right.
Let's go back to the lady that left the US and went down there.
That one is the main piece that sticks out in my mind.
Exactly. That's what sticks out in my mind.
Because he was fine until
she arrived. Was that the auntie?
He was fine until she arrived. And after she arrived, he went missing. And not only that, Marie, remember one time him did have him umbrella kite, did a rain, and him did there the fast food or the restaurant place?
Right.
You hear where him little friend said? Him friend said, Jayden give him umbrella because him never have no umbrella and it was raining and him have to walk home. And Jayden give him umbrella. So him said to Jayden, say, oh yeah, give me your umbrella and you're going to need it for the rain. And Jayden said, no, me family or me somebody will come pick him up.
Right.
Yeah.
So if somebody will come pick him up, how all of a sudden, where's that person that pick him up?
It is said that she was the person who was supposed to go pick him up. Right.
I'll keep going back to that person right there.
Why? My eyes are trained on that person too, and I just can't get past it, you know?
Right.
I just can't get past it. I don't know if I don't know the family.
And why is that person not saying much?
And the person doesn't
wasn't it their child that got injured?
Yes, a fair child that got injured, and as soon as she found out, she flew down to Jamaica the same day. Within hours, she was there.
Yeah.
And then Jayden
that's another thing. Like, how do you just like fly down just like that?
Yeah.
And then you're acting as if, oh, it was just an accident.
Watch now. All of the details bother me. Fly down just like that. Didn't pack a bag. Didn't bring anything.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like,
with up on his same thought. Like, I'm going right back to that person right there. I think that's where they should start.
If I leave my child in Jamaica with my mother, right? And my child get hurt, and mommy said to me, say, boy, you know, say, him did a bounce on the bed with him little cousin around there and him drop off of the bed and break him leg. And a foreign me there. Me I said, boy, mommy, this has stressed me out because, you know, I have to go work later. and I don't know if they're gonna give me the time out. You know all the logistics that comes into
Right.
you being able to
You can't
move
just
like
drop
that.
everything and just go so.
Yeah, but you see, if me angry, I feel like, yo, I come F up somebody.
Right.
You drop everything. You're not even pack bag, drawers, nothing. You just go straight to airport.
Aye.
Yeah, so the urgency with which
Just like
she
how
came in.
it's so no mean to cut you. Just like how the young lady in the military dropped everything and go to Jamaica, go make sure so the woman get killed.
Exactly.
And her daughter.
Exactly.
Same so.
Exactly. You see, all right. So, and again, you see, if she never have no bad intentions and all she wanted to, if the most she did have plan was she got thump Philip in her face, because Philip out there keep woman with her. Reach, she would have take her time and reach.
Exactly.
She would have took her time and reach. Do you know?
It's the rage.
The bubbling, boiling up inside of you, and where you premeditate already, you can't wait to reach. Me not even need a pair of drawers. Me don't need nothing, me I leave. I'm on a plane right now, heading there right now. You see what me missing? Yeah. That's why I can't get it out of my head either. We're on the same length. We're thinking the same thing.
Exactly.
We're thinking the
go
same
back in our chat.
All right, my friend, later. Leroy Gucci, thank you for being here. Appreciate your presence. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope all is well. Yeah, so that sticks out in my mind. Now, let me put my disclaimer up and say this. For the people them that we're talking about, we're on the outside of this looking in, and we're only going off of information that was provided to us through news media and law enforcement, okay? So if it make you look bad, I saw you go. Live on the air with SoFlo. Good morning.
And SoFlo.
Morning, brother.
You know, I'm on topic. You know, this little boy is missing. When he went missing, I was hooked on this school. You know, I remember calling you and telling you that I'm an old cadet. And they say he has this resilience and he has survival skills. But there was a member of staff who said he saw him, and the principal reported that. And I found that very misleading because it was acting when missing that. The principal himself came out and said that, you know.
Said that a member of staff saw him, and when she went to go when she called out his name, him run down in the bush and runway.
Right.
And if she had a couple of guys around, she would have captured her. Right.
That's the member of staff. I want the news too to take that lady under the microscope.
Her and that principal.
Yeah, and that principal.
Yeah, because I don't know the relationship with that principal and that family. So her and that principal also.
Yeah, because what they did was to delay the public attention, and then you put so much emphasis on it, so it will be an Amber Alert because someone saw him.
Yes, it was a big distraction.
No. Right. Now, I'm going to move to something else, so I want to give later line quick for the other people that channel.
Okay.
After Melissa, we said, as the previous caller, my singer lady there, he said a lot of the evidence has been covered. But if you notice, we accepted the foreign aid, but the technical support, we could have looked for Jayden. No one accepted it. And if it was a politician or affluent person or someone of a certain class, then that child would have been found. No more.
Because we had a lot of resources after the hurricane, right? We had search and rescue teams.
Many countries are coming and look. If you tell America, say I want the boy, well, look for many countries are coming to find him.
True.
But there was no interest because he's not affluent. But only something else, Father.
You
know, the typography of Mandeville, because that's called we put up a camp called weekend and drop of survival training. Right? A limited amount of food and food, you have to live from what they're wrong with. And the typography of Monday will tell me, say, caves where people could have looked for. If I want rich people, we would search all caves. And what I found about the people who had him in their custody until his passing is that they just seem to interest that type of thing. When the mother who was supposed to be crazy, he's the one now doing all of this. So it's obvious that she was even denied access to the child. And now our picnic doesn't know the chance where she had tried to find our picnic go.
Right.
So I mean, I've seen many things that she's been doing with her mother regarding the child. I'm saying, imagine she was not allowed to take part in child life, but now not even the character she can't get, excuse the language.
Yeah.
You know, and that's sad. That's sad.
Indeed.
You know, but just liking her is what made them suspicious also.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
She a mad woman, she had this and she had that.
I agree.
You know? I find that very strange. Anyway, I'm going to leave the line free in a book. Might call you back on the China thing.
All right, my brother. Manners.
That's all. Bye.
All right. Yeah. When they did that, the principal did that. When he came out and said that one of the workers up at the school, she saw him earlier this morning up on the road up there, so, and she called out him name and him run. And if she did have a group of other guys around her, some of the bigger boys, them, she would have had them apprehend him. I said, right when they did that is when everybody started saying, bad the picnic bad. Bush him gone go hide out. I don't know when do wrong. Him probably feel blame himself for the little picnic leg were broke. So him soon come back home. When him get hungry, him reach home, man. And somebody had him there asleep the next day and the next day when we're like, okay, it's been 3-4 days. Somebody had him there. Trust me. Go check him mother. I bet you around and mama had him there in which part she there. Remember when they did an interview with the mom said that they turned him against her. They turned him against her. She gave up her child to his father's side of family because that is his father's sister. And they pretty much turned him against her. She said to the point where Jayden would see her out a road and walk past her and don't say hi or nothing. And she had tried to say hi to him and wouldn't answer. And just walk past her like she a stranger. Live on the air with SoFlo. Good morning.
Morning.
Morning, family. How you doing?
Good so far. Hope you're hearing me loud and clear.
Yeah, man, loud and clear. Talk to me.
All right. That story, when the principal come up with it, remember me tell you saying look like he can get some change, some tip off. So it was to persuade the majority who can't think to start talking that. Because if you see the picnic that close and in couldn't hold, so it was just to persuade them. Speak this way. Don't look into the evidence when many people would have started looking to the evidence who can see.
Right. A distraction.
Yes, man.
It's like it's not really wrong with him, man. We just see him up a road up there, so I'm soon come home.
Exactly.
And all that time is just passing by. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And I remember you saying that too. Yeah.
Yes. So anyway, drunk or anything, whether that's like everybody tap and say, no, I bush him gone hide. And then remember they say it was in Cadet, something like that?
Right.
Yes. So that just come like Sylvia's story when him analyze him wife. They put out this next narrative about the wife are a lesbian and some jealousy go on and like them want to say are the lesbian person, you know?
Yeah.
Do something. So somebody come out notable and say, look here, people, knock on the brain, on the start think, look here, almost sit down, everything happen right there so between that man. On left every other thing. But some people, they're so easy to persuade. To be persuaded to look the other way.
Yeah.
Just like how they put 3 things in a one woman and said, focus on this yellow one. And everybody focus on the yellow. Nobody see the other little blue ball and the little tiny pink one. You just persuaded on the yellow just to look. So not to look out of the box and all of that. All right. Continue. Me say the girl. And you the father. The girl. Oh, you mean, man? You see the father? You see him?
Them not say the father useless. And that them did say, no, them say the father is a roundhead. But like him always drunk and everything like that.
He shouldn't turn man up before in existence.
Wow.
Trust me.
Gone so already though, you know?
Yeah. All right, look a bit.
All right. Yeah, my eyes are on that girl, the mother of the little boy. And I can't get it out of my head. And if I was on this case as a private investigator, I would be digging up I want to know everything about her. Let me tell you, all right. First of all, when you come to Jamaica and you land at the airport, the minute you come off that plane, you are under surveillance. They should be able to track her every move all the way up to a certain point. And if she can't give account for, I mean, that's where I think the real information is. Live on the air with SoFlo. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Bro. How you doing?
I'm good, family. You sound like you're hide, man.
No, man. Me not bathroom, but I'm a personal bathroom.
Okay. What?
Yeah. I had to call about this one. When Jayden was missing and that principal came out and say what he said, he said that he did not know the family personally. And after that, they had a photograph with him at birthday party at the people in house.
Wow.
Something like that. Yeah.
Wow.
And the mother, as you said before, it was so urgent for her to just leave work without a bag. She come down in her work clothes. Remember, it's her own father said she went to a friend to change
underwear and stuff like that.
Yes.
And not even that she didn't come with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just like Paulwell's situation for real. Yeah, and there's somebody to look first, and then parents will keep on a cover up the children, and then same people they come bite off on the ears. You understand? And you know me, they put it in the chat before. Listen to me. You see, karma, when it come right back around, it's just sad that it always touch a second and third generation. Maybe the poor little baby there, it come touch. You understand? Yeah, because it never come back. It must reveal, you know.
Yeah.
It must reveal one day.
Yeah.
Them parents, they might even get all and chat it themselves.
I don't think that little boy just disappear like that.
The little boy not just disappear. And the girl go take him from the fast food. I'm not sure if I want Kentucky.
Right.
Yeah, because that's what his friend said. He gave him the umbrella and said his cousin is picking him up.
Yes.
Wicked and bad. How can you do that to your own flesh and blood? Not even stranger, much more your own flesh and blood. Because that little boy, Jayden, was keeping his company all along and never go wrong. And you want to tell me 2 children are playing and something unfortunate happened and you do that to the child? Because of something them do to the child, but God can't come down and tell me, say, and I didn't hurt that pitney.
You think she did have beat him and end up like...
Yeah, she beat him and maybe drop and lick him head and then frighten and cover it up. Some of the things she just leave it, just said, me go wipe him out. She come and mash him up, hey boy, whatever your body man, which is not a bad child because even the parents talk about how good he is.
Even the school talk about how
even
good
the school talk about him.
Yeah.
Even the what's your name? The MP down there, what's your name? Whatever she name. She was the one who gave him his award at the prize giving ceremony. You know, and they talk so highly about that little boy.
So he wasn't no troubled child.
He wasn't a troubled child. It's just that his mother had too much of them, and the sister from the father took the child to help raise the pitney. So I don't understand this at all. How them can't just get it, and them things say Melissa them savior. They make a sad mistake.
What you say? It will be revealed.
It will be revealed one day. Every secret sin must reveal. Yeah.
All right, sister.
Have a wonderful day.
All right, everyone. You too. Yeah, it's sad what happened to the little youth, man. Let's Bond TV. 5 up, big up yourself. Man, I'm telling you right now that it just in my thoughts that it can't be anybody else. It's just her. Now she might have had help in whatever happened after, but she do something to the youth, and it didn't go as planned. Live on the air with SoFlo. Good morning.
Flo.
Yeah.
You know what? Me saying back to you. I don't want to say the percentage low, but you can maybe come up with a better percentage. To me, 95% of the police case in Jamaica, they were never solved. It's like if the YouTubers come out and give them
put some
idea leads and they understandable, give them tangible information, they don't act on it. It's only like Sylvia case, where the police boy named Maitland. It's like, and the public are those to be down on them.
Yeah. I would have said like this. There are a lot of cases that were high profile where if anybody who is in a position to get away, them usually get away unless social media put pressure. Like the Maitland case or like Sylvia case. Those are people who had everything that in place that could have helped them to get away.
So the effort what they put in a case to solve, they have to tell like put in false evidence like cartel case, say this and that and drum up some what you call it, some argument what make it your head crying and say, oh God, man, I saw him way wicked, and when it plays out, when lawyer play it out and so forth and investigation, then she say nothing goes so. Those are the things they try to do, and which is bad. They're not intelligent, and I shouldn't be saying that, but majority. But at the same time, where are their solving skill? Where are their investigating skills? That's bad. Look over even the little girl. You remember the little blind girl was going to university?
Oh no. Jasmine
Not
Dean.
even that they can solve, and that burn me heart. You know why it burn me heart?
Yeah, Jasmine.
When somebody take the girl ATM card and go draw money, then all comes. And that person hold on him on hold on and let go. There should be a string lead to him. He should be part of the puzzle. How you get this card?
Them say them hold on him, you know, and them question him, but him no have nothing to do with it.
He has nothing to do with it, but there should be a chain reaction. How him get the card?
How him get it?
Who gives you the card? Of course.
Well,
you don't get my card.
To their credit, I'm absolutely sure they went down that avenue. But them just there's just certain things in investigation or investigating that oftentimes they look over, but not make no excuse for them. But at the same time, it's too easy to get out of that. Like
it been too easy. Look at investigation, 48 hours investigation that have been happening here for years, cold case.
Yeah.
You understand me?
Like first
You
48.
could never feel, yes. You could never have my card and have the pin and go draw money. There must be something. You beat the girl no, you can't let go. You gotta face with some time and talk and sing.
Have all the pin for the card.
But then of that, me that say all them they burn the art.
Every ATM have a camera.
Number.
A camera.
And camera.
Yeah, so your face go up close in a camera when you go at ATM, you know. And the person, they can actually count and see how many tries you did. So you can't lie and say, boy, I find the card in the office and I can't go over ATM and me just guess till me get the number. And
exactly.
Because they can tell that you walked up, you put the card in, you put the pin in one time. That means you know the pin. How did you get the pin to the card? That kind of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's something me that look and they can't solve this. The technology where them have them can use to solve these things. So simple.
Well, I know you first, sir, not just Judge Sykes. Judge Sykes told them that. The Jamaica Constabulary Force, a message from Judge Sykes. Judge Sykes said, it's 2020, we're in modern times now, and them need to put more effort into actually gathering evidence and preserving evidence in a proper way. And then he, as a judge, will be able to give out more convictions. But this is the reason why he must lego a lot of people who were perceived to be guilty is because of the shabby work that they do when it comes to gathering evidence and preserving evidence. So I know the judge says some of them come before him and then bring a man before him. And all them have is word of mouth. Everybody around this say, I him do it. I him do it. The streets, I say, I him do it. So the judge said, okay, I remember one particular case when we covered the Klansman one down gang trial. Yeah, the judge said, all right, so on say him shoot the man down in the middle of the day.
Where the dead man
in the busy street down there. So where's the body?
Where the body there?
Who come
body can't present it.
Who come take up the body from there? But, and in a time where everybody have a cell phone, no video footage exists of anybody being able, and when I said the body was laying there for quite some time, the judge said, this is the reason why I can't give out a conviction, because you can't even present a body or present who come take up the body or anything like that. You know? Yeah. Them just want him give life sentence based on word of mouth, what they say.
All right. You see, when we see the police, them energy there, if they in the taxi fine, run down taxi man, give them $20,000 ticket, run them down, go crash in somebody else and kill somebody else, and then effort again, take out the pull gun and shoot right there on the spot and tell like that is where me see for them energy there. And go scam. Oh, you're the speed, come on, $20,000 ticket left, right, or whatever the new thing where them have come up with. I don't see they doing nothing. But they hear that the government now do nothing, so that's the reason why them have to be following suit and say, okay, this is the way of the day now. Come up big and go or just left everything loose. Make everything go on run like old man will say, he has to make it slide for the fifth term, yes?
Me not go beat down
Yeah.
JCF this morning, Panda case here, as JCF on a whole. But I will say this though. I do think that in the case of Jaden Smith, that a poor
They
and
drop a whole
shabby,
heap of ball.
them drop a whole heap of ball. A poor and shabby job was done.
Yeah.
As far as I mean, I know if I because I don't a country them there, and you know the more the ones who are more experienced at investigating crimes like or criminal cases like these, or cases like these of missing person. Then, because we don't know if it's a criminal case, they account them there and they couldn't lend their resources or something. I don't know what the case is, but I do know that they dropped a lot of balls in this case. And
Come
because
on,
of
officers,
that, we don't know nothing about the
sorry.
little youth.
When they need to come up with an investigating skills. When mega art, they give us million scenarios and they start think about scenarios and how to solve things. What if? You understand me? Come on, man. Uno go for school and training for this. Uno need to do better. Uno pull up on the belt, man. Pull up on the slacks, All right.
All right. So, like I said before, I'm not beating down JCF. People are going to call and say what they have to say. You're allowed to say what you got to say. Me not call down nobody. People share them opinions. I am of the opinion, though, that this case could have been investigated more thoroughly, and they probably would have came up with something else. But there was a lot of effort put into cover up in this case, though. Live on the air with SoFlo. Good morning.
I have a question, SoFlo.
Yeah, family.
Was there any cameras in any areas where Jaden was going to school or when they were walking or?
Okay, so this is what was released to us, right? Because that's how they know that he was at that shop, that restaurant last. Now, the follow-up information to that said there was a supermarket that is not too far from the restaurant, and it was pouring rain. I remember saying, give him umbrella. So he was then seen walking into that the store, it was a supermarket or a furniture store. I don't remember which one it was.
Was he seen by a person or was he seen by camera?
It was seen by camera. And,
okay.
But what's weird is that according to their report, they said on the part where people would normally use to walk into the place, that's not the part that he used to walk into the place. And he exited out the back end of the building and then disappeared off camera. So I don't know what to make of that because I don't know what the building looked like and that area looked like and where them say a regular entrance versus where him would have go, which is not normal entrance, and he was soaking wet, it said.
And they could tell what time of day that was. What day that was.
Me I wonder if him was trying to get away from who did come pick him up or them did done beat him already and he was injured and I'm wondering all kinds of stuff. Kinds of stuff at this point. Was he being to the point
the
where
reason
he was
why I asked the
disoriented?
question because here in America there's cameras on almost every block.
Yeah.
So they can use the cameras
and
to track
you down, yes.
a vehicle. They can use the cameras to track a person, pick them up on the camera in order to track where they were coming from.
Right.
They also use cell phone towers to track people.
Here's another thing. His phone, because him usually have one phone, his phone was left home.
That's weird.
His phone was left home. That's
those teenagers and young people, they don't go nowhere without their phone.
Exactly.
Their phone is attached
and
to them.
And so conveniently the day that he went missing, his phone is at home.
Wow. This is getting deeper, SoFlo. Now I go back to my chat.
All right. So as we're talking, the pieces of information that were released to us is coming back. His phone was left home, right? On the day he was missing. Because that's one of the first things when me did say was them can track him cell phone data and hopefully it can tell them a little bit about his whereabouts. Live on the air with SoFlo, good morning.
Good morning again, Soflo.
Yeah, my brother.
What if his phone was deliberately left at home because he was instructed to do so? Also, exiting that building, he was also instructed prior to exiting to use that. That's just a possible theory. But Marie's message, you can't listen to her music. I want to change the topic quick, for just a 10 seconds. May I build some rhythm here? And the spirit tell me something, just do the rhythm them and send her and make just do what you do with them. So most of them in contact, and we take it from there. One give her one probably a 10 rhythm, make sure to do her album. Because I listen to her music and it moves me.
Okay, that's Marie's message, right?
All right. Yes. I'm gonna send you my telephone number and everything, and then you can contact. Yeah.
Okay.
You tell me to look at it. You make me know about cartel, and I listened to her, and I said, "Oh no, she need something. She need some help. I'm not just doing that. Because we are fitting in. Don't get a beat if you not help her. Things like that. Have a nice day.
All right, my brother.
All right, bye.
All right, Marie, you heard that. That is somebody who is, I do be trying to protect his identity, but that is somebody who is steeped in the music industry and has been doing that for a while. When them reach out and give me what number to give you, then you can contact me and I will give it to you. I'm saying I'm gonna build some rhythm and send them your way and see what you can do on them. Maybe the phone was left at home, so it can't track because plans were made already. Just like Errol said, Errol 876 said, if that's a case, my brother, someone is directing him as to what to do, where to go, where to walk. So this was premeditated, that someone was directing him to leave a trail, as to not to leave a trail then, so to speak. Leave your phone at home, that kind of stuff. But if, there's a lot that goes into this. Ask yourself this. If you're 12, 13 years old, right, and you have your little phone and thing, and say a little eruption go on at the house recently, you play with your little cousin and your little cousin broke him foot, and the auntie, her response already threw me off from the beginning because she sat in front of that camera and she was like, when I heard the baby scream, I went in there and I said, Jayden, you have to be more careful at how you're playing with the baby. And I said, damn lie. Damn lie. The whole of we are Jamaican in here. Who is not Jamaican is from some other Caribbean island in here. The whole of we carry the same mannerism. Baby, don't broke them female in the next room and don't ball out. Cause that hurt no rotted. Now, when you broke the biggest bone in your body, or even if you sprain it, or even if you crack it, or even if you wave it, that baby are gonna ball out like the baby are dead, which means the auntie is not gonna go around there and be calm as she said she was. Jayden, here's what happened to the baby. You have to be more careful when you're playing with the baby. While the baby are ball like the baby are dead? Nah. And then you seen that there was something wrong with the baby because the baby is in excruciating pain. So now we're getting ready to go to the hospital with the baby. And you're still very calm. Boy, Jayden, you just have to be more careful. That tells me that Jayden was blamed first of all. That's the first one. And then that tells me such a lie about her reaction. Me not think of such a react. I don't think it's such a react. But is she gonna come in front of a camera and say, cause she have to go call her daughter, and explain to her daughter, cause her daughter left her child in her care. She had the grandmother for her daughter, that right? Who they are foreign. So me leave my child in your care, mommy. And my cousin making broken foot. And I'm nothing to tell me. How me I go tell him mother this now? His mother they are foreign. I tell him mother saying broken foot, so you broken foot. I don't know, but something says, and then of course Jaden was seen after that happened, so we can't say, is she the auntie going there and beat him up because she was so enraged? Because he was seen after that. He did go to school after. Listen, rehashing all of this, one thing we know is the spirit just tell me, say, it has to do with the mother of the child. And my spirit also tell me, say, her mother, whose the child was in her care, she know about it too. She know what go on with Jaden. She know what go on with Jaden. Her daughter know what happened to Jaden as well. Me don't know what them do to the youth, but they have something to do with the fact that he cannot be found anymore. But I've said it a long time ago, though. I don't think he's among the living anymore. From before the hurricane hit, I said I don't think they're going to find him, and I don't think he's among the living anymore. And see there, we still can't find him because he's not alive. When you say S Diva, all Christian would have cussed bad word. All Christian would have cussed bad word. Listen, just use your two thumb them and squeeze your femur bone. Everybody in here intelligent, but let's say there's somebody who isn't. Your femur bone is the bone that connects your hip to your knee, and the biggest piece of bone in your body. All right? If you use your two thumb them and squeeze down in the middle of your femur bone, halfway between your knee and your hip, it hurt and rotted. So you can imagine if you crack that, or and like it's a joint, so we can't say you go spraying it. It's a straight bone that don't have no joint in it. The only joint it connect to is the joint at the hip and the joint at the knee. And one big straight bone. So when time you press down on that, it actually hurt like crazy. So you can imagine if a child crack that, or break that, or fracture that, the amount of excruciating pain that child is in, that child is screaming like they're dying. There's no way she gonna go around there and say, Jayden. That's another one that threw me off. Jayden, you have to be more careful at how you're playing with the baby. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Anyway, the family there, let me say this before I move on to my next topic. That family, when you're not ready for talk, you see, this platform is free and open to everybody who we talk about. So please don't feel like, say, the boy in the Soulflow TV over there discuss with and I put we in a bad light and we can't even call for him show and tell our story. Feel free to call. Feel free to call. But I will say this though. A lot of people are afraid to call me. They will call other people, you know. But they're afraid to call me. And the reason why they're afraid to call me is the kind of questions that I'm going to ask. Because I don't do the behind the scenes. Don't ask me this, okay? And don't ask me that. Because I don't want to talk about this and that in front of everybody. So my chain of question, my line of questioning will probably expose whatever it is anybody is trying to hide. Now, if you feel like you don't have anything to hide, feel free to call in and at least try to give some kind of explanation from your angle. Maybe there are things that were said, that were reported, that we thought was credible information and it wasn't actually so, which makes Uno look like, say, Uno guilty of something. I don't know, call and say something. But the fact that Uno won't say nothing, it bothers me too. And again, I'm going to close this out by saying, look at the mother of that child. Others know, but it starts with her, the mother of that child. It starts with she. Live on the air with Soulflow, good morning.
Yes, I'm Jayden.
My dad and the family, what going on?
Well, I prepare for work, late,
Yeah, see, yeah. But when you work for yourself,
no, we'd have some emergency work last night, man, so I have to take care of it,
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, my prognosis is the thing I know, Soulflow. See, who is the child father? The child who got injured, who is the father?
Well, that part of the information is pretty sketchy to me. I know, but I don't remember. So I'm not going to speak on it where I don't remember.
When I say, me have the impression, say, at the principal, she need you so fuck. Pardon me language, yes, sir. I am the father. Because everywhere me turn it in a different angle, him have too much information.
Me wouldn't go so far with it. I know him my father. Me know say I know him at the father
Okay.
neither.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't have everything in front of me, so I don't want to say stuff. But we covered all this before when all of this was coming out. So they did reveal who the daddy was and where he's located, all this other stuff. Me just don't want to say because me don't want to put out information that might be not real. In the meantime, though, I know him my father. Is that the
Okay,
first-
because when I say no,
Eh,
he is too close to the family, man, and it's like to me, he know things I not say nothing.
yeah,
The
but
principal,
yeah, I feel like the principal need to be investigated. But scratch everybody off of the board, right? And in my mind, that
yeah.
mother of that little boy, it starts with her. Whatever happened to
Mhm.
Jayden starts with the mother of that little boy.
Yeah, man, Shanika, what's her name?
He was fine and alive until she went to Jamaica. A fear picnic get hurt, as she fly go down there in her rage. She fly go down there so fast she forget all her stuff. Cause honestly, if my youth get hurt, right, and I just him leg broke, me not fly come in from foreign just for that. Honestly, you know. Cause what
No,
can
sir.
I do? I can't fix him leg when me reach. And I have things to do here. So eventually I will get there, but it won't be right away, like within hours of hearing the news me reach. You know what I mean? So that alone is very suspicious to me, and I definitely know in my spirit it starts with her. Whatever happened to Jayden starts with her. She are the main somebody. She. Anybody else who is covering up is attached to her. You hear what I'm
The
saying?
people say they pick up everybody down and interrogate them here, sir. Mr. Bia, the whole
Anybody
of
who
people,
is covering
somebody
up
knows
is
something.
attached to her.
Yeah, somebody knows something.
Yeah.
You see? And the thing all right, man, as a parent, my father, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. Well, all right, my brother.
And you keep your abreast. I quite a few knocks I drop out regularly, you know, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Quite a you need the right Brian drop out the other day. Him come from Pike.
Well, all right.
Yeah, man, protection.
Man is here.
Yeah, man.
Live on the air with SoFlo. Good morning.
You know what happened?
Yeah.
They already dubbed this platform FBI, CIA. The people dub it this. It's like an investigating platform. So people in those situations who is being accused aren't going to call you. I can tell you that. And then I've seen people call you behind the scene, you start roll your eyes then because they don't want to come in here. And you're going to have certain questions. So they don't want to be in this hot spot.
No.
So they just stay aside.
I am very well aware. Honestly, I'm very well aware. You know, sometimes I say to myself, right, maybe, you know, me would have get the story. Because remember when I first start YouTube, people used to call a lot, you know, so
Exactly.
tell you what go on your son, tell you what go on your son. You see, as soon as you started to become that person where you dig for real, and then realize that you are the kind of person when I just make them talk.
No, let's no stone turn.
You say, hold on, stop right there. So let's clarify this part and whatever. You know, you dig deeper than the normal. Then they're like, okay, me not call that the platform, then we call something else.
So other people who can ask potent questions.
I'm aware.
Yes, man. Who can who can twist the question and care back round. Yes. Because simple things in simple sentences, it doesn't have to be complex, just very simple. You said that's different from this. It's so simple as that.
But you know, I still want the people them to know, whoever we talk about over here, we pass our opinions. They are opinions, okay?
They are opinions. They are not facts.
But I want them to know that any day they're ready, the lines are open for them too, and them can come talk because I won't turn anybody away.
Exactly. You feel free. Come right here.
Indeed.
Bye.
All right.
It's open space.
All right. So we're gonna move along with that. The newly appointed deputy superintendent says he's going to put a fresh set of eyes and a cold case team on this case, and they will rehash everything and look through everything carefully, and they hope to have this matter come to a close sometime soon, as in properly close the case by finding out exactly what happened to Jayden. I hope they're able to do that. I hope they're able to do that. And we look forward to that. All right. Now, with that said, the next thing on our list that got the next highest number, Jayden got 23, Beenie Man got 20. So we're going to go up on the Beenie Man thing. Beenie Man, we're switching lanes here. Beenie Man did Nick Cannon took over the Barclays. You know, Nick Cannon had about one bag of pick me. He was married to what's your name that we can't sing no more, Mariah Carey. Everybody's supposed to know who Nick Cannon is at this point. Anyway, there's an interview out there. And the interview that's out there of Beenie Man, because he was making the rounds, right? Doing his run. Publicity run before going off to the show. In the interview, the brother asked Beenie Man, say, let me see, because I seen somebody have it. I have it right here. Let me see. Let's quiet that down. Let me see. I'm bringing it to you. Give me a second. All right. Boom. Right so. All right. Let's turn this volume up.
Tips. About my jewelry at the jewelry store. Oh, cool. This is Rolex. Everybody had a Rolex. Yeah. And where the clothes come from? The clothes. The clothes come from designers.
Are these custom for Beenie Man?
All right, so let me explain as I'm going through this. So Beenie Man is sitting there, right? There are two Caucasian people, a man and a woman. The name of the show that Beenie Man is on is let me see. It's up on my icon. It's on New York Living is the name of the show. So y'all can go watch the whole interview. So to put things in context, Beenie Man was being asked about, you know, everything. Long conversation. His time in music, him saying I do music from him at 5, blah, blah, blah. Them start talk about, you know, man, you have a storied history in music. And Beanie's like, yeah, man, and if you start to try to listen to my whole catalog, you know, it's going to take a very, very, very long time because I started doing music at 5, you know, blah, blah, my talk. And, you know, he's being joyful and everything. Then they started talking about clothing and jewelry and stuff. So them asked him, and Beenie Man was like, yeah, I bought my jewelry at the jewelry store, you know, this is a Rolex and etc. etc. Them asked him about him clothes what him have on, and is it you bought those at a store too, or are they custom made? And Beanie said that his clothes are custom made. Yeah, custom made for Beenie Man. See?
Don't be ridiculous. Where are you sleeping?
Boom.
Where are you sleeping?
All right, sleeping.
You like on pajamas or?
The man then looks at Beenie Man and says, what do you sleep in? That Caucasian man looked at Beenie Man and said, what do you sleep in? Just like that, you know. I bought my Rolex, you know, I bought my jewelry at the jewelry store. This is a Rolex. And the woman said, don't be ridiculous. Of course his clothes is custom made. It's Beenie Man. And Beenie Man is like, yeah, what do you sleep in? And that the man asks him, just like that. That's the chain of questioning, and it end up at what do you sleep in? A man, I know the woman asks him, you know, is the man asks him what do you sleep in? Now, when him asks Beanie what do you sleep in, Beanie was like, Cause Beanie man me know say if it was one of us, Beanie would have been like, why? You know, why for that? Like, why a man I go ask a next man what do you sleep in? Okay, let's hide behind this. Let's play devil's advocate. We are discussing fashion. They want to know if he has silk pajamas that are custom made, right? Okay, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. See, so Beanie said, what do I sleep in?
Anything fun?
Right. Let me tell you what he said.
All right, sleeping.
You like on pajamas or anything fun?
He said, do you sleep in velvet pajamas or
What do you
anything
sleep in?
at
What do you sleep in?
What I sleep in?
You like velvet pajamas or anything fun?
Oh.
I don't even know what I'm saying after that or anything something.
I got pajamas, but they're not velvet.
You wear silk pajamas.
Yes.
That's fine.
Beanie said, I got pajamas, but they're silk. They're not velvet. But you can't tell Beanie off with it because Beanie is like, huh? You know? And then hear what the man said after this now. Him say,
Create a visual for myself.
Okay.
the brother said, me have to press past screen for now. The brother said, he's asking what Beanie sleeping because he's trying to create a visual for himself. Why? Why? You see, me did I give the benefit of the doubt, you know. Because I see everybody on social media yesterday, why for that, and Beanie Man that they make a Batman a flirt with him. And this can, first of all, right, y'all got to understand this. The world is big, and we are not in control of everything, right? You have to understand how to move in spaces. Let's be for real. You have to understand how to move through certain spaces. Beanie Man is on his way to go do the Barclays. Nick Cannon and a bunch of other big stars are there. He's stopping on the way doing these big interviews with these big media houses. Him can't just straight up talk about why would a man ask a next man if what he sleeps in? That's a weird question. Ask me something else. You know, I know a lot of people are saying, I saw that him should have said. Beanie, watch Beanie, Beanie, a Batman, you know, remember say him was the first one we go write apology letter. Remember one time they took away all of them visa? They took away all the visas back in the idea, and Beanie said, they actually said the artists them from Jamaica have to write apology letters when they found out that a lot of the songs that they were singing were songs that were actually calling for violence towards people in the LGBTQ coalition. So them must say, you have to apologize in writing. Them say, Beanie, I want to first one to write female apology letter. Female apology letter, get back in visa and fly back in the people in place quick. That was when Sizzla Kalonji wrote the song that said apologize. When them say apologize, and Sizzla wrote, Rasta man don't apologize to nobody, boy. If you this King Selassie, then a gunshot to boy. Yeah. So Sizzla make it known, say, me not apologize a blood clot. Beanie him apologize and get fee visa and go and fly back out again and gone. I guess them say them are going to starve we out. But here what? Me not figure for him. That was Sizzla. That was what Sizzla said in the interview after. Me not figure out in a finna place. So I would stand pan, I would stand pan. But here's Beanie now. And this stuff could be definitely used against you, right? In case a lot of people are forgetting, the great Shabba Rankin. This is what ended Shabba Rank's media run. For those of you who are around back in the day when ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling, 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 and all them sang there, yard and foreign, broke while, yeah. Shabba was that guy. Shabba was a media darling. Big dirty stinking Shabba was all over not social media, because we never had social media. He was all over mainstream television in the United States of America. He was all over their daytime talk show, nighttime talk show, performing on the big stages, all of those things. It was an interview just like this. And he got baited with a question, just like how the brother you try really in Beenie Man just now. When him said, what do you sleep in? You know what I think this was? Beanie was asked this inappropriate question, and I call it an inappropriate question because if a man was interviewing a woman, say one of the famous women came to Jamaica and Beanie was a journalist, and Beanie said to her, what are you sleeping? Everybody would have been like, what you want to know what that woman's sleeping for? That sounds weird. There are so many other things you could ask her. You know what I'm saying? Why you want to know what she sleeps in? And then if you try to say, oh, you know, we were talking about fashion, but where did the part come in where you says, oh, I'm just trying to like build a mental picture for myself? Where you want to build a mental picture for yourself of this man in a way him sleeping after? as a next man. You know what I mean? But if it was the other way around, they would have had a problem with that. Now, okay, Beenie recognized this. I think this is Beenie Man being asked an inappropriate question on a foreign interview. They did it on purpose. Shabba Ranks' interview ended Shabba Ranks' run of a media darling in the United States of America. When Mr. Shabba was media darling, Shabba Ranks had them white people there to all I'm sang them, and they would do all these things when Shabba came out to the stage. I grew up watching all this, remember all right. Until the one time when them said to him, said, so Shabba, tell us, what do you think about all this gay stuff that's going on along those lines, right? And them say, you know, what do you think about gay marriage and men, you know, being with men, like they're fighting for their rights, right? And they deserve to be. And Shabba said, well, you know, God make Adam for Eve, not Adam for Steve. You see, Frank Shabba said that, people. The only thing me hear the host of the show say is, well, oh my Shabba, it's just so sad that you think that way. And these kind of things. And then me hear the audience say, boo, boo. And I say, blood fire, Shabba Ranks, I get boo off of America, daytime television. I done him done, you know. That was it. That was it. We witnessed Shabba Ranks getting taken off US mainstream television. Shabba never do another big interview again. Shabba never trend the way he did ever again after that. All because the man said, them asked him how him feel about gay marriage and him say, well, you know, God make Adam for Eve, not Adam for Steve. And that was Ross it. So Beanie probably learned from that. And I realized, say, yo, me I get my run right now. Me not gonna say nothing out of the way, because I know how them people are still. And I could see, say, I beat the man, I beat me. Them push the agenda upon me all the time. That Beenie Man interview was to normalize us being flirted with, normalize us becoming comfortable in that space to where you Jamaican, but it's not going to matter because you're going to be in an environment where there are going to be homosexual men or men who want to ask you questions that might seem homosexual, and you'll be fine with it. You won't give your typical Jamaican response. Hey boy, move from around here, so hey, move from here, so with that. Hey, what the blood? You won't do that. There will be no aggression. You will laugh and you will. You're so funny. No, my pajamas is not. Yeah, they're silk actually. Yeah, and you flirt back and then you keep it moving. This is a conditioning. And that's exactly how I see it. Now remember, let me put my disclaimer out there before somebody from the LGBTQ community thinks that me I fight against them. I am probably the only Jamaican vlogger, or I know for a while I was the only one who said clearly every time, I don't care what y'all do with yourself. I treat every human being with respect who treat me with respect. What you do in your sexual life, whether you do it outside or inside, it's your business. You're not using my body parts to do any of it. And I am in the professional world in the United States of America as well. I have never entered a medical facility where I become a part of a care team. And I've never walked into a therapy session or a therapy room thinking, one of the therapists in here is gay. I don't want to work here. That nurse might be gay. I don't want to work here. That doctor might be gay. I think I'll leave this facility now. I've never done that. I've always worked. I served in the military too. They were in there as well. From basic training right through to going to my unit, I could see them. They used to get up in the middle of the night, go in the showers together and shit. I looked the next way, act like I didn't see what was happening because it wasn't my place. You know what I'm saying? What people do with themselves is what people do with themselves. I am not one of those that are preoccupied with what you do with yourself because I always have other things to think about. My brain is too busy thinking about other things. And I don't wish bad for you either. I don't. I just simply don't care what you do. So when I have these conversations, I don't want nobody to take my conversations and turn it into, oh, that's an anti this and anti that. So I don't advocate violence towards anybody who doesn't advocate violence towards me. I can get super violent if you advocate violence towards me. But then other than that, I'm a very peaceful kind of person. And I respect whoever respects me. That's how I roll. Now you got some other people out there who are represented by this flag right here. That is just not how they roll. And that is well known, right? Live on the air with SoFlo. Good morning.
But there again.
All right.
You know,
Talk
say
about
the learning moment for young musicians. That situation with Beanie Man, because it's called rhetoric, and you know when artists want bust, then just bust. But a lot of times management deal with certain things, but young artists need to know there are certain questions you don't answer, because you have a damn if you do, damn if you don't question, and you have to be very careful about that.
Now,
You understand
hold
me?
on there. Give me a second. You said there are certain questions that you answer and there are certain questions that you don't answer. Now,
Right, and you're
hold on there. Give me a second. So if Beanie Man went on this is my opinion. If Beanie went on this interview, right, mainstream media, US television, daytime television interview, if Beanie went on this and they asked him a question that, so what are you sleeping? And is a man. And then the man is going to tell him, well, you know, I was just trying to create a mental picture for myself. If Beanie showed any kind of, I don't want to answer that. I don't have to tell you what I sleep in. You know what they would reframe that? They would reframe that as hostility. Okay. Why are you so hostile about a simple question about what you sleep in?
Right, and he's making a mental picture. And Beanie, if he was taught like the school of rhetoric where we, the old school musician, come from, and he used the word mental and said, based on my mental state of mind as a Rasta man, I would like to focus on the children suffering elsewhere, or focus on education, or focus on, and then you just flip the script on them. That's one.
No.
But the other some.
No.
So close.
No, that won't work.
So close.
That won't work.
So close. You know what happened? You know what happened with a friend of mine in Switzerland?
Before you go further, say what you just said again for the audience, slower so they hear you. I said that Beanie, if he had hesitated to answer that or tried to change the subject and say, why, I don't want to answer that. You know, I don't think anybody should know what I sleep in. And I'm telling you, a simple answer like that would have been rephrased as homophobic, angry, all of the above. And you said what he should have said was what?
I would say, because he said he wants to make a mental picture. I would just use the word mental and tell that based on my mental state of mind as a Rastaman, Jamaican, culturally. Right now, let's take this question elsewhere.
Right there, done. Right there, so you're done. As soon as you said, well, as a Rastaman, done. They know who Rasta people are. They know who Rasta people are. So once you said that, done, you're done. And right.
I agree, no, so there's a price to be paid. There's a price to be paid for that. But I was managing a young man, and we went to a radio station in Switzerland. And at the same time, when them get banned and still than others. And it was said, you Jamaicans, you have problem with this and that and that. And I was trying to signal to him, say, don't go to that question. And what he said, I can't say most of what he said, but the last thing he said today, the journalist was, and furthermore, you can't breed human with mouth water. I mean, so I'm still a lot in this business. So we know, and then you have serious damage control to deal with. So I'm saying it's a learning process for young musicians to avoid third question.
Yeah.
Whether it's religion or sexuality or certain thing.
Yeah. And what I'm trying to say to you though too is that things have changed even more to where even if you're going to be so diplomatic about it and say, well, you know, the mental space I'm in as a Rasta man, I would just like to focus more on, the children who are suffering XYZ. They will fry you right after that because they will go have a conference to talk about why did he go through great lengths, start mentioning children are suffering. A simple question you asked was, what do you sleep in? That is that Jamaican anti or homophobic stuff that he was trying to figure the best way to answer, but it came out. Them know how to gaslight we, brother, and how to turn it around on us for it to be damaging.
You're 100% right, You're 100% right. Been there and done it, and if never turned protection, I would be right now. So we have to.
Yeah, I think Beenie did the right thing. The way he answered, I think he did the right thing. He actually said where him sleeping because he might try for sure say, it's just a simple conversation. We're discussing fashion. I sleep in pajamas. And the guy is like, is it velvet? Beanie's like, well, I have pajamas, but they're not velvet, they're silk. And he's like, I don't know, I'm just trying to create a mental picture for myself. I'm like, oh, all right, brother, calm down with that. I'm just trying to could you imagine me interviewing a Jamaican artist? Me I interview Vibes Cartel and I ask him, so our boss, where you sleeping? Conversation done right. That's all right.
Why you don't
Yeah. Busy signal, bounty with a any Jamaican artist.
Let me ask you something so close. So let me ask you something. Don't you think that is diplomatic of him to do that? I'm coming from a rhetorical point of view.
I get what you're saying. The way how he answered though.
Mm-hmm.
The way how
I think he was diplomatic.
Yes, I do too.
One wrong answer, you can destroy your fan base. You can take 30 years, 50 years, work on something and take one sentence and destroy it. That's the point I was trying to get to.
Okay, well, we're on the same page. And that's exactly what I was trying to say too. I was trying to say that gone are the days when you could have actually even sidestepped that question because you can't even sidestep the question anymore. You have to play along, but it requires more mental gymnastics now than before.
Thank you. Just did a lecture recently on contract regarding musicians and interviews. And all we are talking about is all of those things come up. And then it comes to moral and it comes to whether you want to superimpose what you think are just avoid the question and move on for everybody's safety.
Right. And then we're locked in these spaces where we're not allowed to move on. You must answer the question or you will be seen as XYZ.
Damn if you do, damn if you don't. That's the situation we were talking about before too. So you need management, you need people who see these as learning process and don't just jump at it and just do this and do that. No, there's a lot more, many parameters to it.
Now the part that they're trying to hold against Beenie Man, and may I tell the Jamaican audience, don't hold against him, because Beenie sharp for this interview, but Beenie never ready for this. What happened was after the man said, well, I'm just trying to create a mental note or picture for myself. When the man said that, Beanie's response was, okay, well, thank you. And that part that never beat Beenie with. But me, Cassie said, I shock, Beenie shock. But he's trying to navigate, you know what I'm saying? But he was like, me hear somebody say, watch him now. In my blush, cause Batman I give compliments. So he's like, well, thank you. I don't think we know what else to say.
Mug your quick situation before we leave you. Because we want to up the line. But you know that when Skipper, I'm sorry, I'm gonna call him Skipper, Jimmy Cliff, when Jimmy Cliff went to South Africa, at the airport, he was confronted with a very serious situation. They want him to sign as an honorary white to enter the country. And there are many things which artists are confronted with when they don't want it to play for a black audience. Right? That was before Mandela came on the scene. You can't stop getting it, And people like Sipo, Jimmy Cliff's nephew, he was on the tour too. And it was one rat at the airport. So now I understand that we Jamaicans, we want to carry the message some places and there are powers that be who don't want the message to be heard. There's a lot more to this. So what Beenie do, I'm going to do. Because you can make one wrong move, you can mess up things to many people. I'm going to give you an example. Did you know what my theory is? Just because started putting things in the middle.
Mm.
Yes, we talk about it's a butterfly effect.
Right.
So him flapping like a butterfly wing in the prison and come out, and now it start make Jamaican artists abroad right now start earn more money.
Mm. Yeah, we're aware. We're aware. Shaggy already said that too.
Right. Some about me have to leave you with that. So when we have to think, we have to be careful. Later, take care yourself.
All right, manners. Yeah. At the part 20 months. At the part 20 months say him say, I'm just trying to create a mental picture for myself. Now watch it again.
They're not velvet.
You wear silk pajamas.
Yes.
I just want to create a visual for myself.
Okay.
You wear silk pajamas. I'm just trying to create a visual for myself. Beanie said, you can see Beanie was super uncomfortable with
But
this
they
shit.
said they're not velvet.
You wear silk pajamas.
Yes.
I just want to create a visual for myself.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Right. Thank you. That's
But Beanie said, yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Blessings. If there was no way else to say, what do you as a Jamaican man say when a next man who is not of your culture? And if I could show you all the freeze frame right now, they're laughing, and Beanie turned away from them completely after answering the question and just look over here so. And this is how he was facing them answering, and he was like, yeah, okay, thank you. And turn so, and they are laughing. The woman and the man sit down there with him hand them clasp on him laps. He might look directly at Beenie Man and just like Beenie never have a choice. Him answer good, but then catch him at the end with the yeah, okay, thank you. I'm just trying to create a mental picture for myself. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Boy, Beenie, you did good, yeah, man. I'm not holding nothing against you. We have to skillfully navigate these waters, and that's just how the thing go. You know, he who knows. And if you're wise, you will put some effort into skillfully navigating, because them can end your career like that. Just like that. And all you've worked for, and next thing you know, you're grounded again. Live on the air with SoFlo, good morning.
Man, SoFlo, good. Good.
Me there, no family want me.
Real. I mean, you talk about Beenie Man on the interview.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not super by Jamaican, but probably what Beenie Man answer.
Yeah, them did a laugh after the end of the interview when the man said he was just trying to create a mental picture for himself. And Beenie said, yeah, okay, thank you. That was the why I tell the man thank you, because the man I try to create mental picture of you in your night clothes.
You just remember, I said the white man reigns supreme, you know. Well, we know that. So once you have to take the money, you have to submit.
Once you have to take the money, you have to submit.
Yes.
In some way, that's a reality. In some way, you're going to have to assimilate or submit in some way. You have to go play the game somewhere. That is why it's important to skillfully navigate. You know what I mean? Because there are different ways you can submit enough to take the money, you know. Some man back part bond them, and I saw them submit to take the money. And then there are others who are more diplomatic about it, but they might take the same money same way. You know what I'm saying?
Then,
yeah.
But we have to remember, Jamaica fan said the white man is powerful, and we make them powerful. Because we're willing to go at them and fight a war to free yourself. So until we do that, the white man is supreme. It's just reality. You know what I mean? So unless we do something about it, we're underneath them and why for that?
Well, I look at it like this. Look at it like this. We are in their space, meaning the place where they are dominant. We're not for them space. So when
you're the money there.
Yeah, exactly. You say it, and it's that's where the money there. Right, now the bigger part of the food, the right there, so in a fit them place.
But what I saw for tourism, the thing where I pull Jamaica, I run Jamaica mostly as tourism, exchange. Money we send for Jamaica, I think I run Jamaica. You know. We know not to sell. You tell me so what you want not to sell out export and nothing. Graph for the world.
No, we do. But all our stuff that we should be exporting our natural resources then. You know what yesterday I say, brother, yesterday I put up a video on Instagram. Because I don't know, me in a bathroom shape up my beard and stuff. I got take some picture for this album cover something or this single cover sitting on me. Me just said to myself, yo, me remember back in the day when $1 only got you $2.50 in Jamaica.
Yeah.
And me have to make a video about it because me I think to myself and me I say, you know, say if the money did stay the same, when you have $1 million Jamaican dollar today in 2026, you would have about $500,000 US, you know. And me I say, yo, sometimes I want to grab one of the politicians and just juke out them here because they are wicked. Look at what poor governing did to us. To where now you have $1 million Jamaican dollar and people look at you and say, I don't know money that me pay more in our bills monthly than that.
It's so flow.
And hold on now, somebody said so flow because back in them days that you had a little picnic and what you never see was we used to have stuff like we did have Air Jamaica, we own airline. We had more being exported out of Jamaica into foreign countries than we do now. Now we collect more imports than we export. Him said we did own much more of our bauxite and other natural resources. We sell out the whole of them there, so we don't own no more. And as these things change, our dollar value drop significantly till now. When you look on it, it's 150 odd to 1. And where I come from when me remember, little picnic, I used to go up a shop to buy Buster and ice cement, but it was $2 to $2.50 to 1.
Let me ask you a question. In them days, who was the face of Jamaica? As black man or white man? Who won your Jamaican and thing there?
I don't remember. And it would take a simple research. I'll have to go back to the years, but I don't remember because I was that little bit of a kid. But I do remember because my mother used to send money and she used to put like $5 for my birthday. She would have put $5 in between the birthday card and mail that to me. And or she would put $5 $1 bill. Anytime you take $1 bill and go up a shop, a $2.50 and then go out to Christiana, of course, out of the bank, NCB, $2.50 you'd get for $1. So I remember that, but I wasn't into politics. So I don't remember who was the face of.
It's like, from my own opinion, I think that Jamaica used to strive more because the US wasn't setting high in the world like that back in the past.
Because what?
Because America never set hype on the world like that, like they want full control of everything. So I used to they just have coffee at Jamaica, right?
Not
and
yet.
Come and spray and no coffee. That no orange again can spray it. You get what I'm saying?
You say where I said them never ramp up them world dominance yet.
Yes. So now we have to say a Jamaican government should really which I would blame them youth.
Them did a step on with tour back then, you know, brother. For far as I know, them did a step on with tour back then, but them did a do it as in how should I say it now? Because you remember the whole something with Siaga and the 3-letter word people them from over that side here and them putting him into power because he was the one who was going to be of the same thing what them want to do at Cuba right now. Trump just said. Trump said when they're done with Iran, they're going into Cuba and he's going to make sure and take out who in there and put somebody who has U.S. interests at heart there.
Okay.
So, yes, so Siaga did have U.S. interests at heart because I saw him born. So, them give him support from the 3-letter people them and put him in a power in Jamaica. So, them did a step in our thing from long time from back there. So, seeking dominance from back then. It just got more and more over the years.
We have say it yet. Because we not create a uproar back then, the black people are more strong back in them 70s, 60s, 80s there. They not fight, you know what I mean? They not to create chaos back then. Some of these are because at that they're really more cheerful. But now we got in a submission now. So the white man just say, oh, them not say nothing, man. No, them a beat you bad now. You know what I mean? What do you think about that? Because we become quiet people.
We become quiet people.
We're going to be around.
And a lot of the population of us have become quite docile people as well. Not just quiet,
Yeah.
we're quiet and docile.
Sure, no, yo.
That's true,
So
that's
Beenie
true.
Man, back to Beenie Man now. When we have to say, if I take $10, you are the boy and them are the man. The half according. So if you make a group of people in an interview and say, I would like more blame for something. Something about the interview, if you so sure about the interview and answer that, you have to know what you said.
I am well aware. Me there from me a little picnic, so me well aware. I've been navigating these trenches skillfully since I was 8 years old. So I am super well aware. I've been in many environments so far where, my Jamaican side inside, I mean, just a kick up so and I said, what you blood clot? But I had to keep it calm and I have to make sure that my words were well rounded and my face did not show what my inside was saying and all that. I've been doing that for the Jamaican though that is coming out of Jamaica now or back then, straight from yard as a grown somebody and have to drop in a this environment where them kind of conversation they will always be around you. Them might not be able to navigate skillfully like that. You know what I mean?
Yo, so for the white man,
yeah.
If skilling and we start college for control, Once we feel say
you give me a whole heap of credit, brother, but go on.
Eh?
I say you give me a whole heap of credit, but go on.
Who?
Yo, me don't know every minute me hear you talk about the white man is powerful and the white man is all seeing God and the white man is strong and the white man is skillful and the white man is this and that. Me don't know. Me just listen to what you say. If me really want to say, listen, hear me out. If me really say what me want to say, this that's the screen just got black, so me not say nothing. Read between the lines. If I did say what I really want to say, the screen would have got black. So, navigating skillfully, say what you want to say.
The white man gonna hate you while the rest of us stand aside. He abuse Haiti and go Africa, in bomb Africa and take over everything, and take over every freaking thing. How the man not powerful?
Yeah, well,
I'm not powerful.
I never said I'm not powerful.
Well, kind of powerful because we stand aside and make him do what he wants to do. Until we take upon our hand, we can't blame no single black man to submit and to raise a body of people. Do something about it. That's all I said about Beenie Man.
All right, my brother. Manners.
All right, big up.
Yeah, you see, all right, so for my audience, I'm going to know something, right? There, as a multi-dimensional individual, you have to figure out which one to use when that one is required, and then there's another side that you will never see because upon yaso with that. And everything good for it, good for talk. Not true? So that is a part of skillfully navigating all of this. Because if I really say certain things that me really want to say, yeah. You can't drop too much lava around here so and burn down the place. And then next thing you know, them pull the plug. And you're here talking to yourself. Morning thoughts and nobody knows. Morning thoughts. I'm still like I said, then how come I only Andre one day? It's like nobody don't get no notifications. Where are all the people? We have over 700 people here, so no. Say what me want to say right now, one somebody left here. Rest of them can't find the channel again. So, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. We're going to skip past that. All right? Let me end this part and go into our last topic by saying this. Beenie did what he had to do to get through, and he navigated skillfully and came out with just the right amount of whatever I'm going there for. Right? He went in there to get some publicity drummed up for the show he was going to do with Nick Cannon, letting people know Beenie Man is in town. This is how these artists get their next show booked. Somebody is looking a promoter and they're like, oh, yo, Beenie Man, Simmer, he's here. He just did an interview this morning up at so-and-so. NBC News, yo, give him a call. Try to get in touch with his management. We got an event coming up we would like for him. We'll write a check. So in going there, skillfully navigate those waters and was not distracted. I I firmly believe that that line of questioning was on purpose to try to see if the reaction would have been something that they can use. Remember, them always look for ratings, and the way how you get ratings is through drama. So you need all them, and they know that the Jamaican community is super reactive. A lot of people, if they want to go viral, they will speak about Jamaica and they will do it like in a negative way, and then all of Jamaica fly down upon them like junk upon dead meat. They just got to say, well, the best food in the Caribbean is from Trinidad. And then number 2, Antigua and Barbuda. Number 3, I'm going to give you my top 5. Number 3, Grenada. Number 4, St. Lucia. And number 5, I give that to Haiti. That's all them have to say. Every relative Jamaican. 1, 2, 3. No, but a big Ross disrespect this way. A suck out under you. You talk about 1, 2, 3. You have a nerve. You left way off of the list. Brother, not even 5. Him not put weight. And then the comment section just get hot. They know that. Them know how to push the button and everything. You know what I mean? So they threw that out there trying to trap Beenie Man, but him cited skillfully. So big up to Beenie for that. But you could definitely, I want y'all to go watch the interview. And I can tell you, for those of you who short attention span, the part start at 5 minutes and 20 seconds, 5 minutes and 16 seconds into the video. Watch it from Deso. All right? Them start talking about soccer and football. Deso, are you watching the World Cup XYZ? Start right there and watch it from there. You can find it on New York Living. Just Google Beenie Man New York Living interview and watch the video and you will see. Beenie Man was super uncomfortable, but we can read the body language there. But he was skillfully navigating as well at the same time. So big up to Beenie. Me see other Jamaicans I try. Them do them video on Instagram. That's where I got it from yesterday. Them well I cuss him out. Them I talk about he is with the homo stuff and him this. Me not see none of that. I saw somebody being more diplomatic, learning from what had taken place before. Beenie them get them passport, them visa take away already before and couldn't travel come here, so so they know what it feel like. Forget them bread basket kick off at the table because one of them stood up and said something and all he said was God made Adam for Eve and not for Steve, and the rest, everybody else got hurt because of it. So he knows, he's been there. So he had to go through that and skillfully navigate, which I give him credit for. All right, don't beat him, don't hold nothing against him. You know we are Jamaican and we make joke out of everything. So to how he wasn't ready when the youth said, well, I'm just trying to create a mental picture for myself. I'll be this. Yeah, thank you. God bless. When him said that, but that is it. All right, the protesting big into Jamaica. The protest big into Jamaica. Win a business. Shoot, I have some types in my statement. Sorry. We can't tame. Yeah, we can't tame. He did well. Big up to Beenie Man. And on that note, as Dorothy T says, he did well. Big up to Beenie Man. Let's get into our last one for this morning. Our last one for this morning is, no, that's not our last one for this morning. We're going to pass over Countree Hype story, his update, and then we're going to get into China claps back at the US about Jamaica. Because China said, don't call me Ross Clark name because I feel like we're afraid of no. We're not afraid of no. But we're going to talk to her and give us some details and some facts and some numbers. That's what we're going to get into. Before we do all that though, Countree Hype, prominent dancehall artist, prominent dancehall producer, Countree Hype, recently got caught up in some stuff in Jamaica. I see a lot of Jamaicans was like, hang him Ross, give him 100 years, dash him up, dash him away and throw away the keys. Because of him is a part of bringing these guns into Jamaica that is destroying so many lives. Well, I don't know how Countree Hype get caught up in this, but I'm also surprised at the little bit of time that he got. Dancehall producer Countree Hype, whose real name is Togea Hubert Days, was sentenced to 5 years and 10 months. You can call that 6 years because only 2 months short of a 6-year sentence in a U.S. federal prison in Miami, Florida. He pled guilty to smuggling goods and delivering firearm to a common carrier without written notification following an operation to smuggle illegal guns into Jamaica. It was about 30 guns or so. The crime happened March of 2025, where he concealed 30 firearms, 32 magazines, and over 100 rounds of ammunition inside 5 office chairs. The office chairs were broken apart. They were stuffed with these guns that were wrapped in cushion, and they were neatly, professionally looking, sewn back together to look like the original furniture. However, the weight was off and inconsistent. We meaning when them weigh one of the chair, it weigh 10 pounds, them weigh the next one of the chair, it weigh 20 pounds. They're like, this not look right. So something is up, right? Right. And these were bound for Jamaica. And they did make it to Jamaica. And then they were intercepted. So the shipment, which utilized a false alias, Jamie Roberts, and they were wrapped in tin foil and foam as well. And it was intercepted by the Jamaican authorities at the Kingston port. So they made it. Now, my question to this, you see, is somebody already answered this for me though. Them say, so Flo, America don't really care about what's going out. If he was trying to bring those into the US, they would have been caught. But because they were going out of the US, they didn't give a damn. So they didn't x-ray fully and check out the stuff fully. It's on each country to protect its ports. So Jamaica might need to invest in more technology in order to detect these things, because you're not sewing 30 guns into chairs and bringing them into the US through customs without getting caught, which absolutely makes sense. Anyway, when them reached Jamaica, they were intercepted. He was handed the sentence June 24th of 2026 by Judge Roy Altman. A sentence consists of 70 months for smuggling, 60 months for the firearms charge, and they are to be served concurrently. Not consecutively, concurrently. Meaning, I'm going to wrap up the big time with the little time and it will all be done at the same time. Additional penalties, somebody said the only reason him get that is because him tell upon somebody. I did play his video the day after we did his story where he pled guilty in court. I did play the video here because he was out on bail and he did a video laying down in a bed somewhere. It looked like one hotel room or probably theme house, but him said in the video, a lot of people are talking, a lot of stuff is being said. Some of it is true, some of it is not true, but he's not going to say anything. He's just going to let this run its course and play out, and whatever happens, happen. And if consequence, then if him face him consequences and then come back to the world. He also said, this too shall pass. Everybody I talk about this now, year or two from now, people won't even remember this either. And, you know, that's what he said in the video. And I played it for you guys. And then days after that, he went in for his sentencing and he was apprehended, sentenced, and hauled off to prison to go do his time, right? He was ordered to pay also $200 assessment, and he will face another 3 years of supervised release, though he is expected to face deportation proceedings to Jamaica once his sentence is concluded. So they usually sentence them like this, and I always say, why you add the probation thing? You know I'm going to get deported, so you can't keep him on probation then. But in the event that he would be allowed to stay in the US, he would then be on probation for another 3 years. I see a man get about 20 years of probation yesterday. And him never do nothing half as close as this. So, me don't know how him end up with only 5 years, 10 months, and then 3 years of probation if he is released. What they are trying to do now, though, is they're trying to get foreign nationals who are caught up in cases. They're trying to get you to serve some time, but then they're trying to also get rid of you as soon as possible too, deported back to where you come from. So maybe them feel like 5 years, 10 months is enough time out of him. The prison system will make some money for warehousing him and then send him back to him yard, which part him come from. Now, the 33-year-old producer, he is well known in the dancehall industry for his work with prominent recording artists like Alkaline, Intense, Conscience, Craft. That's just to name a few. On my other video that I used to cover his first story, I actually did the video with clippings of each one of the artists and each video music project he was involved in. And I also told you all that this guy is no dummy. I believe he is also a professional chef or something like, I forgot what other degrees and what other thing they have under him belt. So he's no dummy. And I dig up everything that he does on social media and realize that he's somebody who understands the business side of the music as well. So, you know, the publishing, owning different platforms on social media that are all monetized and are all generating decent amount of cash, etc., etc. So I was following him just to get a gist of who I was going to be talking about when we do him story. Just so me not just jump up like everybody else and say, yeah, the producer when name Countree, you know, them give him how much years of prison time send gun to go to Jamaica. End of the story. In saying all that, I'll say this. He's 33. By the time he gets out, he will still be less than 40 years old. Me not really care about how him get such little time and all that. I would just say this. Don't put your hand back in that cookie jar. I will also say this. Your music stuff is doing super well. You have connections that a lot of people wish for. This was a lesson for you. This is where the creator sit you down and say, hello, me give you talent. Me give you connections. You have fame. Leave this alone. I'm taking you somewhere, but you try to go on next way. Learn from it. Bounce back. That's all I can say. And you know me, it's not that I'm a criminal sympathizer, it's that I don't kick my brothers and sisters when they are down. So you won't ever hear me say, that's what the key, lock him up forever, give him 100 years. He never raped nobody picnic or no woman, nothing like that. Is one of them something there? And he's caught up. And that's that. So Countree Hype will be doing his 5 years and 10 months. And then more than likely, he will be deported back to which part him come from, which I yard. Them send you go back to your yard, my youth. Make the most out of it. All right? With that said, the final one for the morning now, which would be the most interesting one to me, was China's clapback to the United States of America. Don't know if you've been following closely. We are at the end, the contract of the person who is an ambassador for the United States of America, Jamaica relations. So the Trump administration will have to replace them with somebody new. Who Donald Trump has chosen has already made it clear out the gate. She has to talk to the Jamaican government about pork, hog, pig meat, and why Jamaica is rejecting their pig meat for all these years. She wants to import lots of pig meat into Jamaica. I don't know why that would be a diplomat's top priority, but when she did say that, it kind of made me eye them start go like so. And then she also said, China in the Jamaica space will also be her top priority. Matter of fact, that's her top priority. Her top priority is to lessen China's influence in Jamaica. She also said that China and their level of investment in Jamaica has become a matter of national security to the United States of America. Anytime you hear that national security something there, just know say then we do you anything back of that. So, China has rebuffed these comments by the United States U.S. Ambassador nominee Carrie Lake as China defended its 53 years long relationship with Jamaica, pointing to over 2.1 billion US dollars in local investments and in recent disaster relief as proof of a mutually beneficial partnership. Because you know you have the US now whispering in Jamaica's ear saying, China is using you. There's nothing beneficial in this relationship. They have you locked in long contracts where they end up collecting all the money and you're double and triple paying them. They're not doing anything good for you. Come over here, work with us. So China said, 2.1 billion US. The response comes 1 week after the newly appointed or the newly selected individual signaled to a Senate Foreign Relations Committee hearing that she intends to counter China's influence in Jamaica. Lake told U.S. lawmakers that if confirmed, she would actively work to ensure that Jamaica continues to choose transparency and sovereignty and partnership with the United States over dependence on actors whose interests do not align with our shared values in the U.S. Those are her words. If you're a word person like me, you will pick that apart. Let me say it for you again. She told U.S. lawmakers that if her position is confirmed, she's already been selected by the president, Donald Trump. Now, she's gotten the nomination. More than likely, she's going to get the confirmation. If her position is confirmed, she would actively work to ensure that Jamaica continues to choose transparency, sovereignty, and partnership with the United States over dependence on actors whose interests do not align with our shared values here in the US. Yesterday, however, China, through its embassy in Kingston, said that it has been and it will continue to be good friends and good partners for equality, for mutual benefit, and for common development with Latin America and with the Caribbean. It said that openness, inclusiveness, and a win-win collaboration are the hallmark of how China does business in the Caribbean and Latin American space. China always respects the people of the LAC, Latin and Caribbean space countries, and we're committed to equal treatment and mutual benefits. They gain, we gain. Our cooperation does not target any third party and should not be subject to interference by any third party, the embassy said in an email response to the Jamaica Gleaner. Now, what China is saying there is, we're doing business in the Caribbean and we're doing business with these Caribbean islands. We're doing business with Jamaica, right? Since you're talking about Jamaica, you have no business with our business with Jamaica. Do your business with Jamaica, but leave interfering in our business with Jamaica alone, right? It said that over the past 53 years of diplomatic ties, China-Jamaica relations have set a prime example of equal-footed interaction and mutually beneficial cooperation for win-win results between countries of different sizes. The embassy also said that in 2025, bilateral trade volume between China and Jamaica exceeded 1.4 billion US dollars. Bilateral trade volume between China and Jamaica exceeded 1.4 billion US dollars. Now, to be all frank and fair, all right, we had a big trade with China, $1.4 billion in 2025 alone. But who got the most of that money? Was Jamaica trading to China equally? I'm just asking. And if the US says the same thing, I will ask, well, how much, who was that deal beneficial to? Did Jamaica trade an equal amount in value of stuff to you that you traded into them? Or are you talking about importing your goods to be sold and turning us into your marketplace, your buyers? Because if that's the case, yeah, we did trade for US 1.4 billion in 2025, but that was you making 1.4 billion off of us because you shipped in that much goods. Now, in all honesty and fairness, all I have to do is probably go Google it and look up and see how much stuff Jamaica traded to China in 2025, exported to China in 2025. That's all I need to do, and the rest would be there. So further on now, it's said that the Chinese companies, America, listen, China is speaking to you. Furthermore, the Chinese companies have invested over 2.1 billion US dollars in Jamaica, creating more than 40,000 direct jobs, with over 80% of their workforce drawn from the island of Jamaica. That's a big boast. So the embassy said that China aided projects, including the Hugh Lawson Shearer building of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Foreign Trade and Western Children's Hospital, the big old new hospital where them just get Jamaica, along with the North-South Highway, have become enduring symbols of China-Jamaica friendship. For those of you who don't know, the highway there, it used to take people about 4.5, 5 hours to go from one part of the island to the next. 6 hours some places. Once the China them did done the highway there, 45 minutes, you're there. Very beneficial to Jamaica. However, the fine print in the details of the tolls and all this other stuff and how much China makes off the tolls, which is only regulated by them and it's only collected in cash. I think they start doing credit cards now, and all this other stuff is something else to be discussed along the way. Well, they also pointed to the Confucius Institute at the University of the West Indies, Mona campus, which it said has equipped more than 2,000 Jamaicans with Chinese language skills, while more than 3,000 Jamaicans have benefited from China-initiated scholarships and exchange programs. Over 3,000 Jamaicans have gone off to study in China. I see a brother the other day graduate from medical school in China. He's now a full-fledged doctor. And the man actually was valedictorian of his university in China and gave his commencement speech in Mandarin. And I was like, wow, I was truly impressed. Now, and it was all done free of charge. What they do is they find the bright students, they align them with themselves, and then they give them incentives. If I did your picnic, you would have super happy that somebody looked at him and said, oh, your baby is a brainiac. Send him over here. Send him to our institute where we can, turn him into a doctor. You want to do doctor, little boy? Or you want to be you want to do engineering? Okay, send him to our engineering institute, and then we will give him 4 years in China to go to one of our universities and learn at our level type of stuff. So after Jamaica was hit by Hurricane Melissa, China again is still speaking to the US, and they said after Jamaica was hit by Hurricane Melissa, China promptly provided financial assistance, emergency supplies also to the island. The deployment of the Chinese Navy hospital ship, the Ark Silk Road, and a Chinese team of medical experts also came to provide humanitarian medical services to 7,563 local Jamaican patients, leaving a lasting remark in the history of this bilateral friendship. And through practical cooperation, our two countries have translated our friendship into tangible benefits for our two peoples. In March of 2025, during a 2-day visit to the Caribbean, where we stopped in Jamaica, Guyana, and Suriname, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said that China, a rich and powerful country, had predatory practices. We were just there to help. What we have seen over the world, this is Marco Rubio talking now. What we have seen over the world is that China comes in and says, hey, here's a bunch of money for these projects that they never build. They bring their own workers to do the work. They don't hire the locals, and then they bring their own workers, and over time, oftentimes, it comes attached with a huge loan that can never be repaid. And now they hold this over the heads of the Jamaican people forever. This is Marco Rubio's words, right? Allegedly. So that's our concern, he said. Our concern is the unfair practices where they come in. So in other words, Jamaica is not able to negotiate for itself. Jamaica needs America to look out for its best interests so that these Chinese people won't give you bad deals. He said that's our concern. Our concern is the unfair practices where they come in, these Chinese, their government subsidized companies underbid everybody because they are subsidized. But then they come back and they charge you whatever they want to charge you because now they've got the contract. So these are the things that we remain very concerned about, and not specifically about Jamaica, but in general. This is what the U.S. top diplomat said. At the Senate hearing, Lake buttressed those comments, noting that a core goal would be countering China's growing economic influence less than 500 miles off our shore. However, the embassy said U.S. President Donald Trump's visit to China to meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping in May of 2026 marked a new era and vision of building a constructive China-U.S. relationship of strategic stability. So it look like them alone for work with China, and Jamaica mustn't work with China, because if you are tell Jamaica about how them to ease up off of the China influence, where you are do over there? It's just a question I'm asking. What are you doing over there? The embassy urged the U.S. to honor recent bilateral understandings, noting that stable China-U.S. relationships are critical for global well-being and require a long-term constructive approach. The resource of the LAC, which is the Latin and Caribbean region, belongs to the people there. Now, the out in the water, the other day, boom out the boat, them out of the water, and the fishermen, them afraid to go out, they go catch the fish because they don't want to kill them. But anyway, the path of LAC countries, Latin and Caribbean countries, should be chosen by their people. And the choice of friends who they keep should be a decision of theirs and theirs alone, is what the Chinese embassy said. Don't come in here trying to tell these people who to be friends with. They're not stupid. Let them choose who they want to be friends with. If you want to do business with them, do business with them. But you don't have to smear anybody else. We do business with them, and we're not smearing you or anybody else. It's just us and them. You're going to do business with them, just you and them. And who they choose to be friends with or do deals with, that should be their decision, not yours, is what the Chinese clapback said. So Philly Yard Vibe says, while that is great, Jamaica need to have their own high-tech universities. I agree. You know, Philly Yard Vibes, do you remember during the pandemic? We don't have much long left on here. I'm gonna be on here for like another 5 minutes, so we'll wrap it up right now. But more you listen. During the pandemic, it showed me where our leaders are with this. Hold on the caller. Let me take this call. Live on the air with SoFlo. Good morning.
Somebody in the chat asked a question.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between the interest that America have in Jamaica and the interest that China have in Jamaica?
What's the difference?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to say a bunch of different things, though.
Go ahead and discuss it. May I go back in the chat?
All right, my friend. Thank you for drawing that to me, Marie, because I wasn't looking over there. I was reading exactly what the Chinese report or their clapback was, word for word. That's over here on a different screen, and then over here you have the screen we're monitored from. All right, so I never see it. The difference between China's interest in Jamaica and Jamaica's and the U.S. interest in Jamaica is two completely different interests. Two completely different interests. However, I still think there are two world powers who are seeking dominance. And Jamaica, we're little, but we're big. So anybody who can dominate Jamaica, that space there, they have gotten a hold of something great, something magnanimous. You understand? So while these two superpowers are fighting for world dominance, they're just doing it in two different ways. One is flashing cash and doing deals and with a smile on their face and shaking hands and giving you hugs and everybody is getting along, while the other seems a bit more aggressive and look like a bully. At the end of the day, it should be more about where Jamaica stands in between all of this, and can Jamaica actually see a future where itself is free from any kind of manipulation from both sides. That's how we should have really think about. Now, I remember during the pandemic when, y'all remember when Damian Crawford was like, this is really bad for the ventilators, because let me be real honest with you. Big up to Mr. Crawford. Damian Crawford said, let me be real honest with you. Right now, we're short of ventilators, and if the ventilator them run out, if a bunch of people right now get sick to the point where they all need to be put on ventilators, I hate to tell you this, but they're going to put the more prominent Jamaican people on the ventilators and you are dead. Do y'all remember there was a team of students, I believe they were from the University of the West Indies or some tech students. They made their own ventilator. And not only did they manufacturing, which is one of Jamaica's biggest problems, because we don't make nothing. We buy from everybody, but we don't make nothing for ourselves, right? So we are more buyers than we are sellers. And if you know anything about a market, the person who sells makes money. The person who buys only spends their money at the market. So when the youth them met, the group of youth them met the ventilator and they displayed it on television and it worked on everything. If y'all remember, during that time, I said, okay, so now I'm waiting on anybody to put some money back at them, Mr. Leachin, somebody with some influence and some dollars and cents, put some money behind the youth and have us mass produce our own ventilators. We could even be selling ventilators to the world. Where was your ventilator manufactured? Oh, we get the best ones. They're from Jamaica. Put our own stamp on it. And that at the time when we also realized where our leaders' interests lie. Because they showed the stuff that they were capable of doing, and then they swept the shit under the rug. Don't pardon my language, but they swept the shit under the rug in the middle of the pandemic and still went back to saying, oh, the ventilators are short and we have to wait on ventilators to come in from the United States of America, and let's hope nobody else gets sick because people are going to die. All the while I'm sitting here saying, but a few days ago on the show, the youth them made ventilators that worked. So why are y'all not mass producing them? What's happening? You see? Some of this stuff is outside of our pay grade. Because I'm convinced that things are happening behind the scenes. Somebody is getting orders that they have to march to. And I firmly believe that these people who are in positions of power, before they get there, they had our best interest at heart. But once them get there, the puppet master take over. And the puppet master says, I will dangle your strings or you will no longer be in this office. Because you can't tell me saying at the middle of the pandemic where a ventilator was a lifesaver and so many people were dying because they couldn't get on one, you were able to manufacture your own and you wouldn't produce more. You sat there, have your people panicking, waiting for others to send you some. And you had all the capabilities and the intellect to put together good working ones for yourself. I want to say that. I'm going to leave you all with that today so you go away thinking for yourself. All right? We're not going to say no more. Because like I said earlier, some of the stuff that I really want to say, I think if I say it, my screen goes black. But in due time. Yeah? In due time. Comment section after we get off of this video though. That's a very interesting question. I gave my take on what I think about China's interest versus Jamaica's interest versus U.S. interest in Jamaica. Remember when we said after the hurricane, Jamaica is that pretty girl. She's that beautiful Caribbean girl. She's sexy, you know. She's sweet. All the big money people come flashing their things that they can give. But you best believe all of them are trying to take something. I'll catch y'all on the next video. My granny, Miss Ruby, said, be good. If you can't be good, be careful. But it's best to just be good. My grandfather, Mas Cleavy, said, I will see you tomorrow, if God spare life. We're not God. we don't control this. Let's see somebody left by me comment the other day. You are atheist. All the years me I watch you, me know say you're an atheist. I went since you start talking about God. Woo! Just like how I beat my baby mother down in what him said? The baby mother there? Me a baby mother a Broward County where me beat all the time. And we must stop beat her. And me have picnic other place. All kind of thing. But them people are mad. Anyway, God is in control, friend. God is in control. Big up on yourself here. Walk good, and I will see you tomorrow if God spare life. I'm out.